of love.
Oh, mademoiselles and messieurs, and welcome to Reign of Terror. I am not Will. I am Greg, your keeper, Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters, and I am here to walk you through revolutionary France. The year 1789. The condition dire. The players funny. So stick around. We will meet them and maybe have a few laughs in between horrible, horrible deaths. But first, I would like you to make sure you visit our sponsor, D and Dice, as they give out great dice that you can roll and perhaps save your own life. In addition to that, I would like you to look down below and see how you could donate to affect this here game set in 1789 Revolutionary France. You may aid the players if you're feeling benevolent, or you may aid me in providing more nefarious ne'er-do-well type acts against these poor sods. Anyway, let's go around and meet the cast and crew, as we will first go to the least favorite of the group, Unmade Ming. Mike.
God damn it. Still, after all this time. Guys, I am Unmade Mike. No, that's not true. None of those are true. I'm Unmade Gaming, Mike from that channel. And I'm here to disappoint you, as I have done for several years now. And I'm playing Sergeant Ranal, which is exactly how you say it with a perfect, impeccable French accent. And I'm here to hopefully get everyone killed again, because that seems to be what I'm good at. So yeah. I'm excited to die.
Well, when you have a leader that instills that much confidence, what could possibly go wrong? Speaking of wrong, let's spin on over to Myth. Myth, you'll be playing ATM. How are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited. Hello, everybody. Mythomatic from twitch.tv/Mythomatic. I hope you guys are doing great. I'm excited. I'm probably going to die again today. Playing Etienne Babin. He's like a sapper who lost his arm in an explosion. I believe we're on the hand reminder count of 42 so far. Something like that. 43. Anyway, doesn't matter. We'll it's going to change anyway. He lost his hand. 44.
He did.
Resplendent offering.
But with that loss, there's always something to be gained, and new, powerful soldiers will rise, the kind that instill a confidence that we just saw in Mike's character, a confidence of courage and victory in the face of death. But until we find one of those soldiers, we will ask Jules how Joseph is doing. Jules, how are you?
I am personally riding the struggle bus. And I've got a feeling, based on how we left things, that Joseph is about to either get married or die. So there's that. Neither of those options appeal to me. Same thing. If we could continue to speak in very simple French sentences, that would be great. I have a midterm on Thursday, and I'm going to need some help studying. So if everybody could please just refrain your questions to asking me what is in my office and bedroom. and some very simple adjectives that I can use to describe things. That would be choice right now.
What about your omelet? What's in your omelet?
Oh, fromage.
Okay.
Only.
Voulez-vous coucher c'est omelette?
I was gonna say you need some learning.
I've got
Boy, oh
four.
boy, have you come to the right place.
I got 4 verbs.
I mean, did you Google this shit? Learn about French. Boom, we pop up.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. I was hoping we could cover ER verbs, regular endings. That would be great.
It'll all listen. It's all in my notes right now. It's this one pad contains everything you're gonna need.
Numbers up to 50.
Yeah, we'll get to those. Well, we'll at least get to 43 with the hand count, so you'll be good. We'll keep going.
44.
Okay.
43. Wow, I got one. I'm
There it
really
is.
bad at numbers, guys.
I'm
Okay,
bad
so
French.
as-
Let's get going.
As you look around, we have one last person to introduce. The great Haley is not with us this evening, but we do have somebody with impeccable hairstyle. Someone that
Thank
I
you.
don't know why makes me feel like I'm home, like I'm among my people. Finally, finally. Chelsea, Little Red Dot, welcome.
Thanks. I'm excited to be here. I literally had like less than 2 hours notice. I've never played this game before. And I am excited to be joining you as Melodie Benoit. She comes in today as Flint Aristocrat and lover to Michelle.
Perfect.
I love it.
Yes, lover to the absent and slightly under the weather Michelle, as we will get into all of this. I will ask the cast to help me out as I am piloting the Millennium Falcon here, and I am used to slightly junkier freighters than this, the fastest ship in the galaxy. So anybody wants to check out chat for me, all donations will be going in there. Let me know what those happen to be. And speaking of donations, please make sure that this month we have our table of really bad things. If you donate to the table of really bad things, the players will have to roll a D100, and then we will see what really bad thing it is. And hopefully somebody has that table, because I don't.
So I will assist. I'll pull up some of that stuff. So to start with, we have a table of bad things for me, because why wouldn't we? A wild magic surge for me, then a wild magic surge for everyone else, and an extra wild magic surge for Melodie. And if there is a mod in chat, go ahead and just DM me if you see a donation that I don't catch. I'll be on my best behavior trying to grab all these things. While I pull up all
Thank
these.
you. Mike, I take it all back. I appreciate it. I would like everybody that was assigned a Wild Magic Surge to do so now, as before I want to all those kind of percolating
Pulps,
before
right?
I begin. I think everybody gets one, 2 for Melody and 2 for Sergeant Ronald.
Melody, that's 100,000.
Just one for me, which I'm lucky for.
So
Thank
no,
you.
that's not gonna. Yeah, no math.
So 8006 and 2224 for Melody.
All right, here, 8006. So, Melody has. Okay.
Damn it.
1d100 stone spheres, 1 foot in diameter, appear in the area.
Perfect.
Good luck.
Yep.
Okay.
You
France.
have your own sculpture garden.
Garden, yeah.
What was your second one, Melody?
2224.
2224.
When was bowling invented?
Melody has.
In about 5 minutes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Melody's pockets are full of stringy pasta.
This is how French of me.
How French.
That's a hot pocket.
Oh no. No. Oh god. All right, who's next? Myth, what do you got?
8886.
Etienne Babin. Any nearby
Wait.
water in a container becomes carbonated. You are a clown.
You invented
All right.
5 years
That's
early.
right.
Perrier, anyone?
Jules?
4909.
4909.
I would call it Etienne Perrier.
Reads as follows. Joseph Huggle. Okay, Greg, you'll have fun with this one. I'm not sure how, but summoned creatures are invisible to Joseph Huggle.
Wait, what? Summoned creatures?
Yep.
Okay, I can do that.
So I can't
Yep.
see Omelette du Fromage anymore?
I don't know. Maybe
Or
maybe it's,
Ginyu the donkey.
Yeah. And I have good, perfect. This is the best. This is like me in real life. Target collapses into a fetal position for 1 turn.
There it is. Enjoy.
That's how I end the Call of Cthulhu stream.
Welcome to the real world.
Yep. Let's see here. And it is a D. What is this? A D100 for the bad things chart, which I also must roll on.
Oh no.
1D100. 46. Ready for this, Greg? 46 reads, a dragon of an alignment opposed to the party at CR level TPK approaches the camp. After everyone has been roused to alertness, he has a job to offer.
Oh.
It was very specific.
Oh, thank God. It's a roleplay encounter.
I guess I'll roll. I need to
Start
roll
off as
for
a
my
combat encounter.
stones, don't I?
Do it. I'm excited for your sculpture garden.
Roll for your.
I only have 4.
4?
No, you
4.
have 4 1-foot diameter stones near you.
I'll let you know when those show up.
Oh, God.
Okay, so now that we've gotten through all of that, anybody that cares to donate, make sure Unmade Ming gets it, and I will delve into 1789 and the recap briefly of last week, because we have things to do this week. We have a guest star that need not be denied. That hair speaks to me, and we will get to it. So first off,
you're not jealous because her hair is like fucking epic.
Play fucking epic.
fuck you. Because I've been wearing this the whole time.
I don't think that was grammatically correct. If we're
Listen, do you want to pass that midterm or not?
Greg, just because you styled your normal hair to be all poofy on the sides, don't take away from her amazing wig.
Right. Okay. So, anywho, here's how we go. Last time on Reign of Terror, the group encountered Comte Fenelick for the first time in the cellar of his estate. Several of the crew engaged him and were forced to retreat as it became quite evident rather quickly that he possessed power beyond their ability to quell. So as they rushed through and out of the estate, they were attacked by minions of the Comte, naked men and women that seemed to have been branded with designs of raised configuration and iconography. And as they were retreating, Babin tripped, valiantly fighting to the end as he was torn apart. Upon seeing their comrade fall, several of the others turned, led by Sergeant Terry Renault. They charged those that had fallen or felled their friend, and they too fell. And as Comte Fenelick watched from the porch, laughing, they rushed into the carriage, driven by their noble steed, Omelette du Fromage, and were met there by a strange man in a strange suit, holding a pocket watch. The man complained that, no, this isn't the way it's supposed to go. And they were transported, if you will, through space and time to the day in which Etienne Babin lost his hand. It was there that they recounted, and observed that fateful moment where his hand was blown off of him. They also uncovered a few other magical items that were bestowed to them by this mystery figure. And as they were going through, they also were able to ascertain a few things about themselves. But as they were teleported back to Versailles, they engaged Captain Milan, as was their orders, reporting to him that they had found several artifacts and several instances of blasphemy and things against the crown that they would be able to use against Comte Fenelick to, one, stage a raid, an arrest, and potentially a execution or an imprisonment by trial. Captain Milan gave them orders in which to get ready. He was going to gather as many friendly men as he possibly could, He warned the group that they only had precious little time, because as soon as the royal family, the king and queen, were done mourning the death of the Dauphin, they would be subject to Comte Fenelic's wishes and desires, as he had the ear of the monarchy. It was at that time that, should he gain control of the monarchy and have them in play in the field, he would go after their compatriot and their ally, Dr. Rigault, who apparently has information vital to the defeat or destruction of Comte Fenelic. They returned to Paris, taking the matter into their own hands and ascertaining and accepting the risk that going to Paris might have. They split up, went to two separate libraries to A, find Dr. Rigault, or two, perhaps follow in his footsteps and research what he was researching. And as they had split up, the first group, with Joseph and Michelle, went into the library, and as Michelle was led back to the stacks that contained the books about Constantinople and the crusade and the siege thereof of the city, Joseph decided to check the registry and see who the last person was that perhaps took out any books. He checked and saw that it was none other than Comte Fenelic. And as we ended our last session, Michelle was face to face with the Comte. Now, Michelle is absent, so we will cut back to Joseph as Joseph searches the stacks looking for his absent friend.
I guess I need to make another roll, because if I remember correctly, we ended it on me not being able to find anything. And I don't know if I want to yell, because it's a library.
Right.
Correct.
It's the worst thing you can do.
Absolute worst. Absolute worst. Do I need library use for this, I guess? That's gonna go poorly.
To stay quiet, right?
Yeah.
Now, are you trying to use library use to
Like, don't they like you know, we're gonna pretend like libraries worked the same back then as they did today. I don't fucking know how they work back then. Don't they always have like little like sections, like they have little signs, and it's like, oh, this is the section for the scary history.
Dewey
Right,
Decimal System.
Yeah, the Dewey Decimal System, I don't believe was in place in Europe at this time. It may have been, but something very similar would have been in place to basically catalog and organize the books in the library. So if you want to roll, yeah,
Dewey.
It's
if you want,
Decimal System.
Right. So if you want to, roll a library use just to see if you can kind of pinpoint the location without knowing exactly where it is and not yelling out. Ooh,
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
That's why I dressed up as Belle for this one, because I'm good at libraries when I'm in disguise.
That's right.
That's right. And this library use, I believe it does toll over and is worth some credit on your midterm this week.
It is.
So just
Please
make
let
your
me.
instructor aware of it. Right.
Please let me. Don't ever tell my French professor what I'm doing here today.
Right. Everybody, hashtag it, tweet it out, let the world know. Anywho, so as you are able to kind of figure out and fall around, you identify the area after a few minutes, and you kind of backtrack and go through the stacks. And as you're going through the stacks, you round the corner and you see a scattered book and nothing else. And as you approach the book, from the opposite side pops a figure resplendent in the air of the French aristocracy, hair perfectly piled atop in a magnificent wig, as someone that you've seen from afar, one Melodie Benoit, appears. And it seems as if perhaps she has followed you all from Versailles.
Excuse me. Oui.
Hello.
I'm looking for my lover, Michelle.
Oh, what a coincidence. That is my little brother, and I'm looking for him too. Have you not seen him?
No, I followed him here, and I have not seen him since. I'm so very worried.
Oh, that is very, very healthy behavior for a relationship. Yes. No, you see, he's not very good at reading, and I sent him back here, and I thought he could take care of it on his own. But looking at some of these words, they are much bigger than he is used to.
Ooh.
And you haven't seen.
Entrepreneur.
Do you have a name, good sir?
What's
I
a
am
very good
Etienne.
question?
You?
Wait, is Etienne with us? He is now.
Etienne is not
It
with you.
is now. I say, I am Melodie Benoit. I am French aristocracy.
Oh, charmant. I am not. I'm sorry, I've got a cough drop in my mouth and I almost died. I could have been the end.
So too French. We're too French. Goodness, sir.
I'm dressed as a girl for this one at school.
Oh, that's right. Goodness. Miss. I have a delivery. I am supposed to give something to Michel.
Oh, I can give it to him for you.
Oh, no. I want to deliver it myself.
Yes, I suppose you would. He's practicing on omelette du fromage more than I thought.
Oh.
We will let's go this way, see if we can find him. He said he was looking for a history book.
Is it just you and Michel? You travel all by yourselves?
Well, his father is in another library.
Oh.
But we will not meet him today. Oh, what a shame. Today, yes, I am babysitting.
Well, then maybe I should give you the letters. And she pulls forth, I guess, 3 invitations there, Greg? And she says,
Yes.
I heard there is a party. I have come to town to go with you. I have 3 invitations with a +1.
Oh, merci. These are perfect. I will make sure that he looks very nice for you. He's not good at the dressing up, but I'm good at the dressing up. I will make sure that he does not embarrass you. Actually, hold on. I cannot make that kind of promise. I will try my best to make sure that he does not embarrass you. There is a 85 to 90% chance that he will embarrass you.
You are very sure.
Well, you know, brothers and sisters, we've known each other. I've known him all of his life and most of mine.
Oh. Well then, so we just go, right? I'm coming with you.
Oh, actually,
No. I am coming with you.
Oh yes, you can come with me. That would be great. I'm so excited for you.
To the party.
To the
I'm coming
party.
to the party.
Yes, I do not want to go. I'm not a party person.
Oh no, we all
you
go. We all go to party together.
great.
Oh, great. Yes, we all go to party.
You know what they say about this third wheel is squeaky and is annoying, and it generally prevents your brother from getting laid.
Oh, is that how the saying goes now? I did not know this. You educate me.
Yes, well, older and wiser.
It's the
and
midterm.
less and more brain. But yes, I assume you want to go together without me. You do not need a chaperone. Is your father going? That's what's drama. Is your father going?
Is my father going? Do I know this?
Melody, you would know that your father, the Comte Benoit, is out of town, which has given you freedom enough to follow Michel to Paris, and that he will not be back in time for the party, or actually for several days after.
House party.
Ooh, it's a new person. Who is this gentleman?
He's not really there.
No, I hear voices in my head.
I'm just.
You know, Melody, the more I speak to you, you are perfect for my brother.
Oh, we are lovers meant to be. He is my poodle pie, my French fry, my chocolate truffle.
Yes. Chocolate. Fuck, now I want chocolate. Can we take a break and I can get a treat?
I just want to say, welcome.
Yeah.
it is how you see he makes my my breath flutter. He gets me all hot.
Some things I don't need to know.
It's all right. I understand. Our love is rapid. It spreads across the world in a rich, rich French accent and washes over everyone who witnesses it.
Oui.
So, I am, how you say, my father is out of town, which means we get the whole evening to ourselves. So you see, I must find my dear, dear Michel.
Are you going to the party dressed like that?
What is wrong with how I am dressed? I don't actually know how I am dressed.
You mean she wouldn't be wearing evening wear to a library, right?
No, she probably has what would be considered the French equivalent, French aristocracy equivalent of like travel wear, which would be.
She's got her library gown on.
yeah, right. She's got her
afternoon gown, which was literally invented to have affairs.
Well, then I own one of those.
For quickies.
My afternoon
think
cookie
I'm
dress.
joking, women?
No, I mean it's legit.
It's a
fine.
legit thing. You just had a gown that came off really easy. It's like wearing sweatpants, so they just come off. And
French equivalent.
of sweatpants is
That's
the.
what sweatpants are for. Could you describe?
I've been doing it all wrong.
Now
What's
I
the
know.
French aristocracy
No,
version of
easy on,
Netflix and chill. Can we go over that one?
Easy on,
Oh,
sweatpants
man.
and chill.
Library and hanging out.
Yeah.
Well, I think you do not want to wear your traveling gown.
Bibliothèque
to
and
have a
brie.
fancy party, but I'm not an aristocracy, so maybe that is the fashion right now. And she gives her a look that's like, are you sure, girl?
Oh no, I will not wear this gown. This is just my travel gown. I have mud all over my shoes and my stockings. So I will go change and then meet you at where shall we rendezvous?
Your house. He will pick you up and bring
The
you a
vocab word.
flower
Rendezvous.
and probably chocolate.
Will Michel be with you?
Yes.
Oh, oui, I am so excited. I have not seen him in so long except for afar where I stalked him the whole way here.
And that is really not the same when you think about it.
It is how I show my love. I do have house, yes?
Yes, the Benoit family has an estate, and they also have apartments in the city of Paris, so they would be able to. You would have a place there.
We'll pick her up at the apartments.
Yes, my special apartment where I bring all my single lover.
Yeah. Yes. Have you ever been
How old is
to
Melody?
get checked for the club?
Old enough to have
19.
one single lever.
One single lover.
She's super excited.
You don't get two until you're 21.
It's like a gift. So I guess Melody starts off to go get ready for the party, which we all know takes hours.
Hours and hours
Right.
and hours.
So
Unfortunately.
as Melody heel turns in her muddy shoes and her stockings, she turns and clips a book that was on the ground. It seems to be the only book that was displaced from the racks, and it seems to be open, and there is an illuminated text inside that appears to contain a picture of some type of siege.
Do you have a picture I can look at, or is it just?
It's
Or we have to
pictured in your mind.
this.
Imagine a city surrounded by an army, and
You
you
just made
got
me
it.
imagine someone's in love with Michelle, and that takes a lot. So,
Well, easy. This is war. So just
or
drill
totally.
it back.
So can I look through is there a caption?
No, there's text that you can
Just
read.
illuminate-
There's,
Yeah, what's the text
yeah.
I can read?
this
where
isn't
is it?
America where everything's got bullet points. But
Sorry. No, I
see.
mean like you said it's got a picture, so pictures have captions.
no, this one doesn't. It's like one whole page is.
Oh, it's yeah. Okay, so what
yeah,
does
it's
the
like
text
legit
say?
eliminated text, right? You can do a library use for me, or Melody can help you as well.
Sure. I read the books. I fail at it so hard.
Yeah, no one is surprised the idea, but don't worry.
I have not read. I do not read books. Oh, we do not read books. No.
This is France. Women do not learn how to read.
The picture, it offends me so. It is so graphic and gory.
Okay, I will let you know, Melody, that you can spend 1 luck from your pool of luck points that you have on your character sheet to actually make it a success from 21 to 20.
I shall do that. I am so very lucky. I will use it to read this text.
Okay, so as
Wow,
you
with
are
that
able,
luck, you can read.
so as you are able to look through this page, it seems to have been deliberately laid open or left open for discovery. You are able to find out the following facts that seem to be in quick succession, as this entire book isn't about this one particular event. But you find out that there is evidence supporting the fact that Fenelic, Comte Fenelic, currently one of the German aristocracy that has gained favor with the crown here in France, one of his ancestors was heavily involved in the crusade and the siege of Constantinople. In addition to that, you find out that it's referenced that this Fenelic, or perhaps the Fenelic, was accused of grave robbing by both sides, but his Christian commanders, because of his incredible service record, did not press charges and allowed him to leave the region. Third and final thing that you find is that the item that he was accused of stealing by both the government of Constantinople and its military, and also corroborated by the Christian side of events, was an item known as the Setivkar Simulacrum. It was apparently a device of some considerable occult power, and it has not been seen since.
I know all sorts of things now. So I share this information with you. Seems to me like this Finnick man is not so nice. He's how you say, has a troubled past.
That is a very generous statement to be making.
Well, I am generous lady, no?
Oh, yes, I heard. Do we let's see, I think just this is probably not the Count Fenelek at the party. That is a very long time ago, these crusades. But given that he might be a bit embarrassed about his family's less than savory history, I think you do not mention to him if you see him there tonight. That would be embarrassing for him. No?
Oh, of course, I would only mind my manners so to call him out for his family's transgressions. It does seem a bit odd, though, that this book was just left open.
It is strange. Why don't we take this page with us? And we can put the page back when we are done. And
She says, oh, we get to rip the page out of the book?
yes,
I have never done such horrible things. Yes. How do you do it? I've never
becoming a woman. You
so
grow up,
exhilarating.
the book. Which one of us has better nails? I'm just
This is going to take a dex check to perfectly pull out and ruin an illuminated text. So whoever has the better dex would probably be the one.
Oh my god.
Mine's 60. What's yours?
Oh my god. Oh, I don't even know where to find that. What am I looking for?
It's up at the top. It's
at the top. Okay, mine's 50.
All right. Do you want? Okay, I'm gonna roll, and then you can roll if I fuck it up.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Okay. So wait. Oh wait. In classic clearing out a page fashion, it's one of those things where it starts off, oh, it's perfect along the seam, perfect into the spine even, as it's going through the twine that was used to bind these old books. And as you get about a third of the way down, it creeps about 2 inches into the page.
Wait, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do what you do, which is you start from the bottom then, and you kind of like.
Who wants to do it from the bottom?
Only Melodie does it from bottom. And she holds a perfect success on ripping from bottom.
Melodie, I think you'll be good for my brother after all. I'm okay with this. He needs somebody who's got, how you say, power bottom.
Well done.
Oh my God.
I wasn't
Oh,
ready for
man.
this.
I wasn't ready either, man, and I love it. I'm so happy. It's glorious. Okay, so from the bottom, in perfect position and structure with just enough force, kind of giving it to the book as well as taking, you're able to tear it along the seam as it perfectly comes out, and you now have, with the exception of the inch or two that has climbed into the inside, you're able to pull it free, maintaining your superiority as Queen of the Bottom.
Yes,
So,
yes. It takes a more ginger touch, no? It just a little less.
And we can fix this little rip with some tape. That's what we invented.
Everything is fixed with tape.
Everything is fixed with tape, and Indian people used to just tape fucking shit like this, so that's a cool thing to know.
So what do we do now that we have ruined the book?
Oh, we put the book back where it belongs, so nobody knows.
Oh, it is lie too. Goodness. Melody
You have to
closes the
practice
book.
this lie, because you cannot tell your father you went to this party.
Oh no, I love keeping secrets from my father.
I imagine so. This is going to be a big one. Let us put the book back on the shelf, and we shall leave the bibliothèque, and you will go get ready, so you look very, very pretty for Michelle. And I will go get ready as well.
Oui. Melody like slips the book in the shelf, and I guess scutters
I'm gonna
away.
take the paper and fold it up and put it in my pocket, and eliminated text a couple times. Because hey, why not? We're already, yeah. It's fine.
okay. So as you guys destroy the illuminated text and lie and put it back into the bookshelf, you're able to retrace your steps to the front of the bibliothèque. This is, at this point, Melody can quit and go to her family's apartments to get ready for this evening. And we are going to do a bit of a time jump here, as we are going to have it be this evening is the party for the Comte Fenelic. And are you going to look for Michelle?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm gonna just see Melody to the front of the library, pretend like I'm leaving with her, and then say, "Oh, I dropped my purse," or pretend I dropped something, and then I'm gonna go back in and try to find Michelle, because that's really disconcerting. And yeah.
Okay, so Melody, you are able to quit the area. Everything goes exactly as just described by Jules. Jules, you're able to, Joseph is able to return to the back, or Martine is able to return to the back, and you are going to launch into an investigation to see if you can maybe ascertain a little bit more detail from the area. But before we do that, we're going to cut back over to the rest of the group, where we have Sergeant Terry Renault, Etienne Babin, and Christophe was formerly with them, but we'll have Christophe kind of fade into the shadows a bit, as we'll have Etienne and Sergeant Renault take the lead on this. And I believe we have some donations that have come in, Mike.
Yeah, so I lucked out. I got 3 crits, guys. Looking
oh
up.
my god!
Nice,
And then
nice.
also, when I die, which I hope is next to Etienne, my corpse disgorges 10d 10,000 gallons of water, which, if next to Etienne, all become carbonated.
All carbonated.
Oh
So
my
I
God.
So you'd explode.
You guys can start the very first soda fountain in Paris.
I am the first soda jerk.
With the dead body. Yeah.
I also have a donation for all mechanical locks within 1 mile spring open,
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Okay.
followed by a gemstone falls from the sky. What is it worth, you wonder, and where did it come from? So, Greg, good
It's a
luck with
bit.
that. And I feel like I'm being watched,
That's
which I'm sure
Oh,
is
good.
pretty easy in this one.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so starting with you all, you guys were going to the Bibliothèque Fournay in the hopes of finding either Dr. Rigault or following in his footsteps as far as his research is concerned. There was a private reading room in the Bibliothèque Fournay that apparently had been set aside by Dr. Rigault, perhaps being the best chance to find him outside of evening hours at the catacombs. As you walk towards, though, you have an uneasy feeling that you are a soldier. You have been used to being under enemy fire, having the eyes of the enemy on you, perhaps from a distance, be perhaps squinting over the barrel of a rifle. And as you kind of look around, you turn back around and a clatter hits the cobblestones in front of you and rolls forward, and you see perhaps half a fist-sized yellow gold gem as it rolls and rests right at your feet.
Etienne, did you drop this? Did this fall out of one of your hands? And he picks up the half a fist size, the baby fist size stone. Did this fall out of one of your storage hands?
Hold on. And I like unclack my hand, and it's hollow in the inside, and a bunch of like lint, like a bent wire, and this piece of string. And I go, no, everything is here, and I put it back.
That is the McGuiver hand.
Yes.
Wait. What could this be? I will take it for now.
Right. Anyway, I'm sure we'll have use of it later.
Yes, I will throw it at Count Venelik.
Yeah.
It would be great.
It will prove itself in battle, as well in plot.
As well as in plot. Shall we proceed?
Right. As you guys get to the Bibliothèque Fournet, you are met by a young gentleman that seems to be working the front desk. And as he is going about the normal duties of what would entail a clerk in a bibliothèque, you see him looking around as several boxes which seem to have held various forms of registry, perhaps identification for books, or perhaps even money for donations. They seem to be open, and he is trying to close them as nothing seems to be latching. As he turns around, and you do notice that every door in the establishment is lazily swinging in the Parisian breeze, as he's just looking around and trying to figure out why everything is now open, whereas before it had been locked securely shut.
My good man, I am here for Dr. Regault. Have you seen, what are you doing? You seem to be struggling.
I do not know. Everything is open. I did not open any of these windows. Dr. Regault is up the stairs.
Yes, perhaps if you apply pressure.
But
apply pressure to the top, under pressure.
Well, help me. The two of you begin to press down the box, but no matter how hard, it's almost like trying to get two magnets together. It's just kind of slipping at the last second and punching back up, as it just doesn't want to seem to go together. But yeah, he points up to a second floor room just off of the main walkway, and you see that door too is swung open, and you see the very mottled, very sweaty, very unhealthy form of Dr. Regault as he's trying to close the door, and he'll close it, and you'll see that he walks away a few steps between like the half door, and you see it open again. He walks up, closes it, and he just continues to do that. And you've identified that Dr. Regault is here in the library, bibliothèque.
Yes, be careful. Sometimes it is the pressure of knowing what this world is about. You gotta keep it on there. And he leaves the there you go. And he leaves the young man to struggle with his box as he proceeds towards Dr. Regault.
Yeah, the young man bears a striking resemblance to David Bowie as thank you as you walk off. Right. Yes, you guys get up to the top of the room, and you are met with the Dr. Regault that you originally came to learn of and meet at the catacombs in episode 1.
So he kind of goes to Dr. Regault. We have questions for you, which I seem to have forgotten in my notes. Hello. What are you doing? Leave the door alone.
Is it Regault or is it Ricardo?
Regault.
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
It's like
I answer to anything. He kind of ushers you in and pulls you all in, and
That's
then
a depressing thought. You can just call me whatever you want. I'll answer to it.
doesn't matter.
I'm almost dead anyway.
I wish someone liked me.
He closes the door and takes one of the heavy chairs from the table and just jams it underneath the knob, and it seems to hold the door in place, giving you guys a bit of privacy as he
aggressive.
sometimes jam it. Trust me,
Greg, remind me why the hell was I here?
All right, you gotta talk to this guy about like
some
this
occult something
about
but I have forgotten.
everything that we just haven't spoken to him about.
Yeah.
Like
Back to that
every
test
NPC is like, hey, that doctor, and we're
Yeah.
like, we're gonna move on. And then finally they're like, that doctor, you died because
Right.
you didn't go to the doctor.
Yeah. Is that,
Yeah.
the
That's it.
Yes, you were told to go to Dr. Regalt because he had information that he had uncovered about Comte Fenelek that may be able to help you in the raid that is going to occur this evening at the Comte's estate.
Right. And the doctor was looking into weird occult things in the library because he's a weirdo. Okay, cool. So he once the doctor settles in and his flop sweaty mess sits down to the chair, Renault pulls out that same dagger that he's been pulling out and showing everybody. It's flashing around town, and he sort of places it on the table. He says, "This is the dagger that attacked our friend Joseph, but this is something more." And he traces his finger on those circles again.
Okay, roll a power check for me.
Sure.
It's Numenera circles.
Yeah, I activate the Numenera. Power wheels.
Okay, so with
Troopers.
a practiced hand and a practiced touch, as you stroke the blade, you're able to hit the concentric circles, and the blue symbol lights and raises slightly from the surface of the metal. And upon seeing the knife at first, Regalt leaned forward, but as soon as you bring forth what appears to be some type of inner energy or magic, he leans over it further still as he stares at it, placing glasses around his eyes as he gets closer and closer to the blade, and he looks up and says, "Where did you find this?"
I took it off the corpse of a man. Everyone at Count Fenelek's estate, everyone that attacked us, this wasn't some kind of beast man, wielded one of these.
What do you mean by beast man?
I mean, there were, as we ran from his house, there were, what was it, Etienne, 3, 5?
4.
4. Men, women, something, that crawled on all fours. They had long, sharp nails, sharp teeth.
Indeed. What else?
They would eat flesh. They would eat flesh.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
Well, have you spoken to Captain Malan?
Yes, he told me where to find you. That's why I'm here. We are preparing a raid on the Fenelek estate.
A raid?
Yes. But I don't think that the Count can be killed by the immortal weapons. Something about him. I saw him. Etienne saw him. He turned into smoke.
He appeared through a cloud.
No.
Through a light.
No, yes, perhaps
Wait.
a wooden stake may pierce his heart. I don't know what he is. He does not seem to be a man.
He goes over, and you see that at this point, the table is just covered with texts that are open, and some of them are placed on top to hold open the large leather-bound tomes that are even so big to have their own latching mechanisms that all seem to be sprung at this point. But as he has everything open and stacked up, he moves a couple of them out of the way as he gets down to one of the lowest ones, seeming to be perhaps maybe his first discovery, as he ushers both of you over, and his finger goes down and points to one word, and it says vampire.
This is what I said. But how do we kill?
What is that?
I don't know. I heard it one time. My daughter, she came home with some story from a boy down the street.
Yeah, more than stories. This is evil.
What is it?
Power. Beyond anything. I believe that this Count Fenelek has been alive for years, hundreds of years.
No. I do not believe it.
He reaches in as his hands seem to be absolutely slick with sweat. And though none of you are trained medically, you've seen men on the field that have been suffering from, infection or sepsis or something that is eating them from the inside. it looks like Regalt is suffering from some type of consumption. It doesn't seem to be tuberculosis or the white plague that seems to be rushing around through the streets of Paris, but something is killing this man. And as he reaches into his pocket with his shaking hands, he pulls out and unwraps a silk handkerchief, and inside there seems to be almost of a tea bag consistency with a little bow tied around the top. And without touching it himself, he drops it on the table and indicates for you all, he points to it. This is the ingredients. I was with the Count at a dinner party years ago. He ate something that sent him into a fit. He clawed at his throat. His eyes became bloodshot, like that of an animal. He rushed from the place. Even then, we were at odds, antagonists within the court. I quickly got the plate from which he ate. I analyzed it. I dried every ingredient. Everything that was in that dish is in this bag. Perhaps you can use it against Fenelek.
Perhaps we can. What do you know of this? And he points to the dagger. Is this I wield this against him?
Perhaps, but if Fenelek is as smart as I give him credit for, he would not arm his minions with devices that could be used against him, no matter how enthralled they appear to be.
What about this symbol? Do you know? It is clearly not of this world. Do you know of a symbol that could perhaps hurt the Count?
He gets closer, and as he's still been observing the symbol, he looks up again and he says, I have seen this in text before, about the Sedivkar simulacrum, object of great power. It is a statue, the size of a small man. It is said to bestow immortality upon its owner. It carries the same symbol.
Are there other relics that he may have in his possession that may grant him power? He destroys them, perhaps it would weaken him as well.
Yes. Books, scrolls, anything that appears written in Arabic or the languages of the Far East or Africa. It is from these that he stole his power, I believe. If you can find them, perhaps it will be the answer to defeating this thing.
So he finds them and destroys them?
No.
Oh.
No. The secrets lie within them. If you can bring them to me, if I'm still here, I can learn how you can kill him.
Yes, I know someone who is especially sneaky. You could get these. Well, and he kind of looks back to Etienne. He says, I have one more strange question for you. Have you ever read anything or heard any reports from anything to do with this about a man with a pocket watch?
No. You may roll a psychology check if you so desire.
You know what? I have a crit and I never have them, so I'm going to spend one.
He's lying.
He stands and he aggressively grabs the hilt of the dagger and slides it towards him with all the malice of a seasoned veteran of combat. And he says, tell me the truth. What do you know of this man?
He asked me not to say.
I ask you to say. What do you know
We're
of him?
telling you to say.
He helped me. Count Fenelek he had killed me. But man appeared and did something to me. He used his watch and he took me to my wedding with my wife years ago. I awoke back in Paris. Fenelek has not tried to kill me since. Now he works in rumor and espionage was in the court. I cannot betray the confidence of a man who has saved my life.
And at this point, Bernal kind of looks back to Etienne, see if he has any input. Etienne, what do you think of this?
I believe we take this, and he grabs the bag off the table, full of the ingredients. And we take a look for the book.
Yes.
Besides that, didn't you see a statue?
I believe
Right.
that is the source of his power, is the Sedefkar simulacrum. It is.
Oh, I saw something else. He has statues all across his topiary. In his garden, there are large statues. They're sacrilegious.
It may be in disguise, but this would be something more sacred, someplace that he would keep hidden from anyone's eyes. He would, the source of his power, I believe, he would keep it as close to him in his Sancta Sanctorum. It would have to be.
Right. So we need to find a way in there again.
Sounds like
He is
we
having a party.
Right. The party.
Doctor, you look unwell. I would be remiss if I didn't say that I don't think the man with the pocket watch would come for you a second time.
No, I don't believe he will. But I will hold on a little longer. Bring me the books, whatever you find, and I will help you kill him.
Wait.
In the meantime, I will see if I can get you assistance here. Perhaps there's some more information you can uncover while we get everything prepared.
At this point, he leans forward and he pulls out another handkerchief and puts it over his mouth as if he's scared that if there is something within him that is contagious, he doesn't want to do or risk or touch anything that, might gift itself to you all. But he leans forward, covers his mouth, and looks away when he speaks. And he says,
They are watching me at all times. I will stay here as much as I can, but
Yes.
they will come for me as soon as the king and queen are done with their mourning.
I always feel like somebody's watching me. You will get through it.
Right?
Little piracy.
No one
Yeah, I think that's all.
could be playing tricks on.
It could be playing tricks on me. I will take my leave. Be well, Doctor.
We.
okay, so you guys have received the packet and the following information that Regault has wrapped around it in that
Our
envelope.
vampire introductory killing packet.
It is exactly
That's the one.
that. And what you have learned is the following. These things may or may not affect Comte Fenelek. Sunlight, running water, some type of wild
Carbonated
onion,
water.
carbonated water, which is running by its very definition, and perhaps a wooden stake through the heart.
What was the
I know
third
that-
thing?
Some type of wild onion.
Okay.
Also, what you've learned from the Sedefkar simulacrum is that the item is of great power, said to give and grant immortality. Also, there's a warning that the Sedefkar simulacrum is never held by the same individual for very long. It would seem that if Comp Fenelick is in possession of this object, he has withheld it or held it for the longest period of time in history, of its recorded history. Also, it is said that if you look upon the Sedefkar simulacrum, you can, quote, feel your soul scream, end quote.
Oh, that's good.
So you all are able to backtrack, and when you get to the assigned meeting place where you are to meet Martine and Michelle, neither of them are there, but you are close to the other bibliothèque in which they disappeared to.
Cool. Wait, weren't we supposed to meet up somewhere after we went to the 2 libraries?
Yep, and you went there to meet, and they were not there.
Right. We had hours to wait for. Oh, wait, why did we leave Regalt? He's supposed to come with us. He's supposed to come with us to the burial site. It's his job. That's right.
Yeah, that's this evening, though. If you wanted to get him to come with you, you're going to sacrifice some travel time to the estate.
I think I missed a donation real quick. Apparently you have a roll on the bad things table, Greg. So D100.
It is a 2.
It is a 2. A small rodent wanders through your camp, seemingly begging for food, which is fitting because we're going to a pile of corpses.
Okay, well, that's
Yep,
nice.
that's convenient.
Not a bad
Right.
thing.
Yeah,
Plenty of.
that's good stuff. All right.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys can meet up at the bibliothèque if you so desire, but we will switch back over to Martine as she looks around through the library. And Jules, if you will roll me a spot hidden roll.
All right. Oh, can't read, but I can spot shit.
You are an eagle eye, if not
If
possessing
not
of the
literate.
wisdom, right? Okay, so as you're looking around back in the section where you found the open book, you uncover the following. You find several spots of blood, and you know them immediately because they are still tacky, and when you touch them to your fingers and raise them, they go from a brown to a maroon, and when you rub them between your fingers to a lighter red. In addition to that, now that you are actually searching around through the area, you see that there is another book that has been pulled out, turned around, and placed back inside. It seems to be the only one that is not spine out.
Let's flip through that book. I guess this is library use again, huh?
Right, but as soon as you grab the book and pull it out and open it, it seems as if there was a note hastily written, and it says Fenelick, and it drifts out of the book as soon as you pull it out. The handwriting is that of Michelle.
Shit. I guess she'd pick it up, she'd put the book back like how it was, and she'd maybe like look around the next couple, like in her like see if there's any evidence like blood trail like it's just drops of blood. Is there no like blood going one way or the other way?
With that spot hidden roll, I'll let you know that it seems to be localized in this specific area to the point where you can't see any indication of there being a continuation of this spattering right to left to back to forward in any of the stacks on any of the books. It just seems to be just a few 3 or 4 drops of blood in a very like a 5-inch by 5-inch spot.
Nothing. I hate to say nothing up. I'm not gonna look up and find Count Fenelick attached to the ceiling.
Oh, you look up?
Yeah, I look up. God damn. Oh, this is gonna be bad, isn't it?
You see a stain on the ceiling that looks like it is very dark, and just as you look up, a drop comes and hits you on the face and streaks down to the side. And for someone that has had Michelle's blood on you before, via a very passionate, very animalistic, bestial kiss, something that Melodie might not like, but could very well appreciate. It seems very much like the stuff that's on the floor. It seems very much like this may have been left here.
So there's blood on the. How tall is the ceiling? There's blood on the floor. There's blood on the ceiling.
This is a great ceiling. It is coiled with balconies that they themselves contain alcoves of books. You're thinking maybe 35, 40 feet up.
And so I can't see all the way to the top. I know that there's blood dropping on me, but I can't.
It looks like a stain in drywall, only this is a plaster type of event, but it seems to be puddled in the ceiling and dripping from a spot in the ceiling.
Is there another floor above that ceiling that I can go to?
You are not sure. You can certainly take a look around.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. Spot hidden again?
Yeah.
Please. No.
It doesn't seem like there is a floor above this one, or that ceiling would be part of a higher level. And I guess you can't find it. But as you were looking around through the front, you do come across Etienne Babin and Sergeant Terry Renault as they walk in through the front of the library, the bibliothèque.
Hello. We have a problem.
Hello. The problem is worse than you think. What is your problem?
You know, maybe you go first. You are the sergeant. You should go first.
There's a good doctor thinks that Fenalik is a vampire.
Oh, well, I might have some evidence to confirm that, yes.
That doesn't help.
Why does everybody know what a vampire is?
This
Except for me.
You obviously did not have siblings that like to scare the shit out of you when you were a child.
I am my only child.
That is why you were loved. That is to hold on, treasure that.
Far from it. Continue.
So Fenalik may have Michelle and he may have a stalker. Her name is Melodie. She followed us to the library. She's very good at getting pages out of books. See, look, got this for you. Got 3 invitations. We won't need Michelle's anymore because he is probably already with Fenalik and his blood is dripping from the ceiling and this is not my fault.
Before the answer is given, Sergeant Renault and Etienne Babin, you two were the only ones that passed your stealth checks, and you were witness to the passionate Times Square Victory Europe kiss that Michelle gave to Melodie back at Versailles. So you do, in fact, know what Melodie looks like and appreciate Michelle's go-get-em attitude.
I have seen this Melody. She is impure. She kissed him full on the mouth. It was
yes,
very
and
uncommon.
now
It was a freedom kiss. I saw it.
The freedom kiss. Liberté, yeah. Yes, but so someone is going to have to take this girl on a date to the party tonight because Michelle may be dead. Maybe not dead, maybe just getting skinned alive.
As luck would have it, there is a soldier in my ranks who is both a masculine and knows exactly what a woman wants.
Oh, that is good. It's not one of you two, is it?
No, it is you.
What? No.
Passed as a man for years. And
I
also,
also know what a woman wants. Let's not forget that or mistake it. But yeah, I think we're talking about you in this case.
Oh, well, see, here's the thing. I was hoping to never set foot in that man's fucking house again.
yes, well,
Pardon
it turns
your
out
English.
it turns out that you are only good for several things, one of which is being sneaky, as displayed here by your dress.
Yes.
There are things inside the mansion which may hold the key to defeating whatever the hell he is.
Oh, what? Okay. That is not exactly how I wanted to die. But you didn't die when he killed you, so that's a thing.
Perhaps there is a man with a pocket watch waiting for you to die.
I did die.
You did die. You got the pocket. I do not. Confidence in getting pocket watched is very low, and I suppose she is not that annoying. She's very eager. If she kisses me, I'm going to kill her. But she probably will die tonight anyway. So really, that will be okay.
It works.
She got us 3 invitations. Would you like to come inside?
I don't think that I have a choice.
So that's a yes. Okay, good. You get a +1. Etienne can put on his fancy hand, and and we go.
Fancy
All right.
hand.
There's
Okay,
the
so
plan.
right, to advance the narrative so we can get Melody back involved here, what we're going to do is have you all meet up, and as you are traveling, now there was a mention of trying to perhaps make allies of the creatures that live in the catacombs.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you wanted to try that, but it's going to require you to kind of sacrifice some time in your preparations for the raid. I will obviously let you make that decision on your own. For the raid, Captain Milan, you will know this as soon as you get to Poissy. He has gathered 175 troops that will be able to raid at your command. I need the following from you. Since it seems you're all going in, I would like to know what the signal is for the raid. And once the men and soldiers come charging in, how do you guys want to take command of them? Do you want to leave them kind of NPC driven by Captain Milan? It's totally up to you. If they want to set a rallying point, you all are the only ones that have been inside the estate. So you're the only ones that know exactly where to go. When you go in the front door, go straight, that type of thing.
I think weren't we having the men breach the walls? We were having didn't we break them into four squads essentially, right? And 3 of them are going to climb over the fences, left side, right side, back side, and then be in the forest. And the other ones are going to blockade the front door, the front gate, so no one gets in or out. Because that was one of Milan's stipulations: is no one leaves the party. No one that was there leaves the party.
Right, absolutely. And we will go over just quickly because it'll help Melody out. The rules are as follows. Nobody is allowed to leave. Everyone on the property needs to be arrested because it's not just about getting Comte Fenelick at this point. It's about getting all of his allies in the court, all of these people that are corroborating and promoting this type of behavior.
Okay.
In addition to that, Comte Fenelick must be captured alive so he can stand trial, if at all possible. Any journal, and Regault gave you this one, any books, journals, letters, scrolls, paperwork of any kind, anything that seems precious to the Comte needs to be gathered and given to him so Regault can hopefully figure out a way to end him for good. And then Regault also told you to be wary of this set of car simulacrum that appears to be some type of statue that he believes the Comte is using to promote or augment his own immortality.
I see. Well, what the French love more than anything, except the baguette.
It's croissant.
Oh, ménage à trois.
Oh.
For a party, no? So if we rally up everybody to go to, I don't know, their rooms, one room for group party, we would have them in single place. We can lock door and call in the raid, yeah?
It seems as though you have.
Knows how to go to those kinds of parties.
It seems as though you have some experience with this menage a trois.
Wait, are we letting her in on the? Hold on. Are we letting her in on the? Does she know she's being used? Is that our decision? Or are we just gonna tell her everything? Because I feel bad for this. As a character, she's 19. I don't know that we just be like, hey, by the way, he's evil. We need your help.
Wasn't she going anyway?
Didn't
we already do that?
Yeah, the NPC Melody, NPC Melody demanded to go.
Yeah.
Michelle said that it might be dangerous. She demanded to go. So
I do like the idea that that you send people off to a bedroom. Now, this is the kind of party where they wouldn't bother to sneak away. So,
public displays of affection, yeah?
Oh, very public and incredibly affectionate. Actually, hold on. Affection really had no place in that last party, if we're being honest. Yeah, I do like the idea of finding, just sneaking away for some illicit reason that they think is different than the actual illicit reason to sneak away. That could work. Wait, we can't lock doors. We can't lock doors, can
Oh
we?
shit.
No. His palace is in Versailles. We're in Paris.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, his estate is outside of Poissy,
Okay.
which is actually a little bit closer to. It's like between Versailles and.
What was the
Paris.
thing about doors unlocking?
It's
It was only
one,
within a
one,
mile. Yeah.
1 mile of me.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought you were like a locust, and like
No.
every time you go, all the locks unlock.
No, not quite.
Oh, thank God. I was like,
He immediately becomes a burglar, right?
Yeah.
he's just a burglar. He's like, Joseph, you want to teach me all your sneak ways? I'm about to be rich.
I'm gonna get that.
Okay, what's our signal though? Do we want to like?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be something visible from the outside, whether it's a sound or light or something that can
Fire
identify.
a pistol from a window.
What if we break a window?
I don't know. You could break a window.
Do
Throw a
we
lantern
know,
out the window.
do we know about the layout of this kind of place? Is there some kind of tower or place where we could put a light up high?
There is.
You know what? Since it's candles, right? That's what the time of the century this is. And
Candle.
everyone and have ladies, have compacts been invented yet?
We can pretend they have. They
yeah.
had like they had powder. It was made of
Yeah.
arsenic. Fine.
Yeah.
They had hand mirrors.
So I'm sure
mirrors.
mirrors are a thing. If we can get
Ah.
mirrors for everyone inside the party to reflect some candlelight, because we're surrounded on 4 sides, so any window would be able to be seen reflecting light. Little flash, MacGyver that shit.
This is very
Melody.
Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew, Little Rascals type
You're
shit.
welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All we
This is
need is
some of the
one giant
highest
trench
level-
coat and to sit on each other's shoulders.
Yeah.
Um,
we all do the high side.
That's how you know it's serious business.
Okay.
Right.
So Melody goes, I am not how you say a fighter, I am a lover. So what is it you need me to do?
You said that this menage at there. You seem to have experience with this, yes?
Oh yes, all it takes is lots of wine and oysters.
Not like any of those things. Perhaps
How you say the best aphrodisiacs in the world.
perhaps you can convince everyone to go in a single room and engage in this kind of unsavory activity.
I guess since my father is not here, it shall be, how you say, secret. Sure, I can persuade him to all enter single room. How do we lock doors, though? You lock doors?
I think we can.
Joseph will go
There-
to the
there's-
bathroom, and you will get them all in one room, and Joseph will lock the doors from the outside.
But we were at the doctor's earlier. It seems as if the locks there weren't working. So
Perhaps we can take a lesson from the doctor and jam a chair under it.
I mean, the French way is to invite all to participate in Ménage à Trois. Maybe we do not need to lock doors. Once they are, how you say, preoccupied with one another, it will not matter.
That's it, boy.
This is an unsavory act.
I have a question. So if I am in room when the raid starts, does that mean I too am part of the raid? How do they know not to kill me?
Oh, no one will be
Eric-
killed. Don't worry. Everyone will be arrested.
Okay,
You'll be
how do
arrested.
they know not to arrest me?
Well, they have to arrest you to make it look good. But we'll let you out
Right.
after.
2 hours later, yeah.
Otherwise, they will question everything. So you'll just enjoy the shackle, and then we will be all a
Something-
part of the
Oh,
something-
thing.
I'm
tells
sorry.
me-
Did somebody say shackle? I got a little hot. when
Something tells me this isn't the first time you have been shackled.
You know, we could get them to shackle each other.
Perhaps
Right,
that
it'll all
would.
be a part of the act. They won't know until they are outside that they are not doing it anymore.
And then there'll be less people to shackle after. Ooh, I like this plan.
We
How do we get handcuffs in bulk? Can we get handcuffs in bulk?
Greg,
Like
can
a
we get
party
handcuffs?
favor. It's like a party favor.
It's like, yeah, we go to the party store. Go get the BDSM Party USA.
Rolling, yes. They're easily. You find there's a box of them right here. What?
Oh my goodness, a box of handcuffs. Ooh, this is everything we could have asked for. And Melody picks him up and says, so we bring them as, I don't know, gifts to party. They let us in the door with the invitations. I get everybody to handcuff themselves to everybody else. And then, menage à trois, as they say.
That will. Okay. If you could get all of them to handcuff themselves to one another.
Oh, is it a challenge, good sir? I will. They will handcuff themselves to one another.
You know,
Very well.
this could work. I can't actually find any
Is there all the
fun.
chain gang naked waiting?
So what do we do now?
Just keep waiting. Everything's fine.
This is my first time being chained up.
The waiting builds the anticipation. The pleasure grows inside of you.
This is getting out of hand.
Yeah, that's just
Can't make an omelet de fromage without cracking a few eggs.
Oh my god. I'm dying.
Oh, that was so good.
I'm dying.
Chad, if you thought it was bad enough on normal days, take Will out of the picture.
Aw, poor Will.
That guy.
Okay, so you guys are able to get there, and you get there early enough in the afternoon that the main forces headed by Captain Milan are, at least a half mile, 3/4 of a mile away in the forest, keeping themselves hidden and quiet, waiting to the cover of night to move forward and get in position. If the signal is in fact flashing, a mirror out the window in a, maybe a pre-described or a given sequence of flashes, they will wait for your signal. It appears as you are kind of surveying the land and off and looking at the Comp's estate, you witness the following. Several of the masked men, known now as the footmen, start bringing in animals. They're bringing in pigs and dogs and sheep,
This is
Bringing
why I
in
left my dog at home.
bringing in cattle. They even have some wild deer that are skittish and bucking as they bring them in. And they kind of take them in and stake them or pen them in the front of the estate. About an hour and a half or 2 hours later, they come out and start butchering the animals. You see them using great cleavers to hack the heads off of these animals as these horrible screams of these dying beasts kind of cascade down into the nearby village. It's then that your vision is drawn to the village and you realize that even though it's mid-afternoon, the village itself is locked up tight. It is secured. The tavern is closed. Nothing is open. So as you are all sitting there and watching this sealed village, they themselves seem to have either been prepared or used to this type of event. And as you look back one by one, all of the animals that are brought in are killed. And you see the footmen taking these beasts, dragging them by their hind legs, some of them taking a whole cow and dragging it by one leg to the back. As you kind of skirt around and recon the entire area, you see that they are just taking the beasts and stacking them up. They are not preparing them for a meal. They are not skinning them, curing or cultivating the meat at all. They are just taking the headless corpses and the stretched and raw muscle bodies as the hide had been taken from them and just stacking them up in the back.
Perfect.
Is that how they are supposed to do it? Is that how they treat all the food?
Yes, that is you've never been to a butcher? This is
No, I am sorry. I have never been to butcher.
no surprise there. Yes, that is
They just stack them and take off their heads.
Well, you do have to kill them somehow, and taking off the head is incredibly effective. It's
But usually they cut into the meat and the muscle for the meat, and they're just leaving it there in the sun.
Right, that seems peculiar, no?
Very.
little different than it was before. We'll find out tonight, though. Am I so excited to find out what all these dead things are going to be tonight? I cannot wait. Yay!
You will be fine.
Ah, yes, I will be so fine.
Oh, right. That reminds me. And
After I kiss my wife, and now we have babies.
this is how it happens. I have kissed at least twice. Listen, you wish you were a man, and I will.
Renault is, now that I forgot of all this craziness happening, Renault is going to explain to you the books.
Oh yeah, I've got to give you the illuminated text.
Yeah, the books that you're supposed to find, and a description of this person-sized statue, or this half-person-sized statue.
Oh, this is good. Between Melody and I, we can both read.
This is true, but it takes the both of us.
Takes two. Yes, two heads better than one.
Yes.
Nothing that you are saying surprises me.
She's gonna pull the illuminated text out of her pocket and give it to him and say, "We think that Count Finalik is that this is actually him, and not his ancestors."
True. He's very old. I do not know how he does it.
Night cream.
Oh, I've been told the blood of virgins works very well.
You know, I bet that's in the night cream.
Oh, good. I have to get some of this night cream.
Well, you also will probably have to find a virgin too, if you think about it.
There'll be plenty of that at the party.
I don't think there will be a lot of virgins at this party, though.
Well, not when we are done with him.
Oh, Michelle will be there. We hope.
My Michelle? He's already at party? We have traveled the whole way and I forgot to ask about my lovely Michelle. He's at party.
We hope
That's a big assumption, but sure.
But his virginity most likely intact.
Oh, I don't foresee that being true. Since his virginity belongs to me.
Oh, that's something.
Or else.
Description now.
So, we are all dressed, yes, for party. Do we look
yeah,
the
what
part?
time is it? Do we?
I have my fancy hand.
Oh, we're fancy enough.
Oh, we're fancy.
Okay, so how are you guys going in? You can have Milan can provide as many carriages as you need. One can be pulled by your donkey friend. One can be pulled by omelette de fromage.
No one shows up at a party pulled by a donkey.
Yeah.
Well, this is
Etienne Babin does.
high-class donkey.
Etienne Babin does. Okay.
This is a talking donkey.
Do we want
talking fucking donkey.
to roll in, like, since I'm going as Joseph, do we want to roll in with, like, Melody and having me on one arm and Etienne on the other? Just like that? She's just gonna roll up, like...
Are you going dressed as a man or a woman?
Oh, I guess since we're not hiding for since we're not hiding from you the fact that your boyfriend ain't here, and the comps is probably a vampire, since we're not going with the lie to Melody track,
We can just double up.
We just double up. Yeah, we could just double up. We could either be. I guess.
Or I could go with women on my
Yeah, we could bring in Renault. I guess I could go with female because he already knows me, so he's like expecting me, so it's no big.
Oh, okay, good.
I'd rather not waste an identity. I'd rather not just like.
Waste an identity.
I don't want to waste an identity on this fool. I may need a man to get away from all this shit in the future.
Great. So we just pair off, and it'll be fine when I find my great Michelle.
Okay, I'm gonna bust right in here because.
Man who doesn't know how babies are made is your choice.
Hold on, whoa. That is not your choice because even though we probably don't even have one, but I don't care. I'm flying the Millennium Falcon today. I am making my own viewer decision right now.
Yay!
So in chat, I would like you all to put down who you would like to see go together to this little soiree. You may use the character names. It can be any combination thereof. Whatever decision chat comes up with will be the decision that we go with here. So if you can just put down who you would like to see, go with whom, and that will be what we have to adhere to here in the narrative. Because
oh man,
it's improv. So let's do it. And while this is going on, I will explain what is witnessed as the first carriages come up to the Fenelek estate.
I'm totally down to roll in Martine and Melody and just be like, these are the fools trailing on our heels.
Well, that
She's
is all
a real good dress this time, y'all.
Chat, you have seen the comments have been made, the pitches have been pitched, but now it is up to you, chat, to tell us who goes with who to this, the craziest high school dance ever. So let's see how it's all going to break down and who's going to go with who in the limousine. Woman, right?
Gavin, get your lady hand out.
He said.
Yo,
He said.
Put the ring on it.
There, if you like it, then you should have.
Just rotates.
So as you all are waiting outside, your carriage is at the ready, you notice something different from the last time that the party was, you guys attended a party. The carriages are being stopped at the gate. They are being queued up and only allowed to proceed into the estate proper one at a time. And as you all watch the first several of them go up, at no point since your original scouting in the afternoon and in the evening here has Fenelek been witnessed. You do not see him greeting his guests as he did at the party previous. Instead, when they get to the front, the porter that you've seen before, the valet, comes forward, takes the people out, and as they walk up the steps, you see something said. Gentlemen remove their caps, perhaps even take off powdered wigs, as you see heads are produced from a great rack just inside the house. And perhaps randomly, maybe there's a method to the madness, these heads with the trailing pelt of whatever beast previously wore them earlier that afternoon, they are placed on the heads of the party guests. And you notice, even from this distance, there is a sign just as you walk through the great double doors of this mansion, of this estate. The sign simply says, "Become the beast." And one by one, carriages are taken up in a similar process as they are assigned their animals.
They'll know exactly who I am. I've got a wooden hoof.
Hold on. Can I do like a disguise roll to make sure that since Renault and Etienne both face-to-face encountered the count last time, I can make them look a little different, right? I can get the makeups out.
So who are you trying to make
I
look
think we're going
different?
back in time.
I want to make, well, like last time we were there, I mean, they're going to be in civilian clothes, but they, like, Renault especially was like face-to-face with the count. So if I can make him look not like himself, that would be real good. And Etienne, perhaps. I can put some paint on his hand so it looks a little more flesh-like, or we can put a glove on it.
Put a ring on it too.
A
Yeah,
ring.
go ahead and roll.
Ring.
Yeah, roll. You can roll 2 disguise rolls for me then.
Okay.
And tell me who, if the first one's for Renault and the second one's for Etienne.
Let's do it that way, yeah.
Okay.
Renault looks like no. All right, success.
Look at that. So, Melody, this might impress you a bit, as all of a sudden this soldier, this Joseph, this Martine, produces a Sergeant Renault that looks nothing like the Terry Renault that you've met. Perhaps he is clean shaven now, perhaps even powdered a bit. A wig has been produced from somewhere, which, as we all know, wigs do make the man or the lady.
Or the lady, yes.
And she is able to, at least from a passerby view, and even in Terry's instance, in close observance or introspection, he looks completely different. She has done a fantastic job in disguising these two gentlemen.
And we're going to assume that instead of the bumbling hands of her fellow soldiers, Melodie helped Martine get dressed tonight, so she actually looks pretty good. Instead of like having, like, if you looked at the back of her dress last time, all the buttons are like 4 off.
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, this looks good. And she's we're not gonna have any.
Well, let's have Melody make her. Well, no, she made a dex roll earlier, but let's make a disguise roll just to see how much it's helped.
Oh no.
Yes.
Okay.
Disguise roll, because we know, like, she's not worried. She's Martine for this. Oh, fuck.
Oh, I did not tighten her corset well enough.
Can I make a disguise roll to see if I can fix the shit she messed up?
No. Basically, you're already going to be able to disguise yourself. This is a role that you don't need to make. I was just saying that if she was able to help you a little bit more, it might have been able to present yourself in an even higher air than what you had in the previous party. But
No,
it's fine.
we're good.
Yeah, you're good.
She does
It'll all
not
work.
need me.
Also, I have to pee, so will everybody vote on who I'm going to the party with while I go to the bathroom?
Okay.
Right. Everybody, now that we know
Hello.
that.
It's the low.
Okay, so as you all are witnessing this, as the party goers are being assigned their animals, is there any last minute preparations that you wish to make? And I need to know if you're trying to take in weapons with you.
First I want to let everyone know that the options are Melodie and Babin with Renault and Martine. Martine and Melodie, Babin as a woman with Renault. And Martine and Melodie and Babin and Renault follow behind. Those are the 3 choices we have from chat. Thank you. Thank you, chat. It's good. It's good
God,
time.
this shall be fun.
Are we trying to take a weapon inside?
My
Yeah.
cunning wilds is the only weapon I need.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to take a weapon inside.
What are you trying to take in with you, sir?
I'm gonna try to take in that dagger. It seemed to work pretty well and be pretty terribly painful against other people besides Comp Fenelic.
Okay. You're trying to take in the mystical blade. We're also going to say that you've also acquired Kristoff's mystical blade, so you have a second one if somebody else wants to try to take that in.
Okay.
Or anyone, for that
Is
matter.
that the one I had?
I took the one that the guy stabbed you with. I know it's right. We did split them up. Yeah. Yeah, I did give one to Joseph. I gave one to Joseph because he was going away with Michelle.
I'll
Right,
shove
so-
it down the front of my dress just in case.
Okay. And then, Babin, are you trying to take in anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the only thing I want to take in is the pistol. I don't know where to hide
Okay.
it.
Disguise it
I
as
can
part of a
boof it.
hand. So
I'm gonna boof it. Yeah, I'll do that.
with the pinky.
Okay, each of you that are doing this, I'd like you to roll sleight of hand checks for me. And this isn't disguise. This is the ability to keep this item secure on your person as you are entering into this premises. And
Oh Lord Almighty!
Notice how it's not sleight of hands check.
Just one single hand.
Yep.
right.
Okay,
it
yeah,
takes.
no, boobs are a pocket. It's fine.
Boobs are a pocket.
Yeah,
Did you not
Well-
know these?
what is this? You know how many things you can keep.
You may not. I do not call it pocket because right now I have warm noodles in my pockets. So.
Yes, she has dinner.
Who have noodles?
Noodles.
I can't. This game.
roll
what
it.
is
This
it,
is
sleight of
so
hand?
French.
I imagine there's just spaghetti.
Oh, I am sorry. Let me tuck these back in. It did not mean for you to see my warm noodle.
Really, with that extreme success, can it be a single shot gun hand?
Yes.
Please?
Yes. He has figured out a way
Always.
to put a revolver into the wooden hand. So his tall man is now live with one round.
It's like you slide it off and you pour the gunpowder
Yeah,
down.
He has a thimble. He just in the middle finger where it's the thimble. Oh, jeez. Ready.
Oh.
Okay, I cannot believe.
Or
you rolled-
it's just hidden perfectly in. It's a small Derringer, perfectly in the hollow hand.
right. You've established narratively that it is hollow, so you
Yeah.
can put it. Yeah, it's ready to rock. Perfectly hidden in the wooden hand. Okay, do we have
Just
a
rattles
result
around.
on our?
So far, the winner looks to be Martine and Melodie go together, and Babin, dressed as a woman, accompanies Renault.
It's a good thing
Perfect.
I was so good at disguising him.
Right.
All right.
No.
Who's
Okay.
painting my nails?
Nay,
Here's how
just
we're gonna
one
play
hand.
this. What we're gonna play this as is it's going to be Melodie and Martine are the wives in this scenario, and they are going in together. But you are all going to arrive in one carriage pulled by Omelette du Fromage. And as you appear, we are going to have Babin is going to be dressed very much like Murray Mantoinette.
Yes.
So he is dressed as Murray Mantoinette,
It's
and
Etienne's kink drag.
and
Yes.
and
I
Terry.
got him some real like since chicken cutlets haven't been invented. I
Ah,
just actually put chicken in there.
It's good. It works up, pressed up, perky,
Yes,
everything's
it
ready to go.
works really
Wow, I've been doing it wrong.
you
well.
need
Well,
a snack. Lay there.
I need
it's
more
something
chicken.
you need to. We need to work about.
But you
is
have
the
to get
chicken.
fresh chicken every time because after a few days it starts to smell.
You can start using the things from the front if you need. There's there. There's also shape.
It's like ribs.
Right. So as you guys go in, Babin is dressed as Murray Mantoinette with a disguise, perfect, and Terry is dressed as the king. And as he dresses like Louis XVI and goes in, the finery was obtained, and because of the previous disguise rolls, they're looking pretty good. And you all are ready to go in. You have hollow
My gun's in my
hands.
clutch. But
Oh no, you just have your purse hand on.
all right.
Oh, give your purse.
Okay.
I don't think this is Cthulhu anymore, guys.
I don't
It's even
care.
more disturbing.
I broke it. I'm sorry.
Oh man, no.
We broke it.
Oh no! Hey, this was broken a long time ago, Chelsea. You're powderizing the fragments. That's all. I hope Chaosium decided tonight was the night they just jump in and be like, "Hey, let's see how they're doing with that Reign of Terror thing." You know?
What?
Okay, so you guys are ready to go. Everything is hidden. You jump into the carriage with omelette du fromage. You are queued up in the line, and you are the last carriage to travel up the road as you are ushered in. You roll up to the front. The door is opened by the valet footman as he ushers you out silently. And as you walk up, you are given the following animals.
Oh God.
So excited. I want to be Ricky Tikki Tavi.
Etienne, you have a dog's head placed on top of you.
Who?
Perfect.
Oh.
Oh
Martin?
shit.
Martine, you have a sheep's head placed on top of you.
Just to be both.
And Melodie, you have that of a deer
Oh.
on top of you.
Gross.
And from out of nowhere, and it's relatively bizarre as you haven't seen anybody else given this animal,
Elephant.
you see a zebra placed on top of Sergeant Terry Renault as he is dressed in the majestic animal of the African plains. You all are ready to go inside as the valet footman ushers you all into the estate of Comte Fenelon.
Can we see with this? Or are we just like,
It's like
usher
a
this
cat.
in?
Yeah.
We're bumping into
In
stuff.
fact, check out Roll20. I think I've got something for you guys.
I feel like it's like when you're a
No.
kid and you like have a hooded coat and you just put the hood on and the rest of the coat.
Oh
I
God.
don't know. How to do it.
Oh.
How does one do this with wig?
Oh,
That's great. You have to probably take it off.
Yeah.
Never.
Never.
I think we all have wigs on.
Right. Yeah, we'll
Smells
say that they
sweet.
just kind of perch it on top of your wig. Because you're a deer and it's a small, you know.
Okay. All
It is
right. Wow. This is
And
so
also,
fucking-
make sure that we
That's
show this skinless Pope to
Oh,
everybody.
No. Our friend's back. He's back. He's always there.
Yes.
Never left.
And as you guys walk into the front entrance area, the skinless Pope has returned, but this time, instead of his hand extended with the fisherman's ring presented for the penitent person to kiss, he is now in a pose of regal authority as the shepherd that he is supposed to be of the Catholic people, and he is holding a shepherd's crook as he stands with the great curved staff, patiently addressing, welcoming and entertaining those that have just walked into the estate of Comte Fenelick. As soon as you walk in, you pass the sign that says, "Become the Beast." And when you walk in through the front doors, you realize exactly what that means. As you look around and you see that all of the party goers have dropped to all fours. They run and yip and bark and snort and oink, depending upon their beast or whatever it is they think their beast would sound like. You also notice that lining every wall, there are troughs full of wine. There are food, there's troughs filled with pastries and sweetmeats. And the guests and partygoers travel quickly up all fours and lap at the wine, and they bite at the sausages that are in the adjoining trough as they will bite each other. And you see actual blood being drawn from the teeth of one party goer into the other. A few of you recognize the biter as the old man that went in before Michelle and Martine at the last party, as he rips a chunk out of somebody else. And as they yip and fall back, the person bitten, wearing that of a sheep's head, kind of skitters away off into the shadows. And much like the last party, as you look around, it isn't just the attitudes of animals concerning food or concerning drink or concerning superiority. It is also the practice of the animals that mate. And in corners that are thrown with sawdust and straw, you see these animals, these maybe once men and women, as they are rutting and fucking all over the place. At the feet of the skinless Pope, in the shadowy corners. In many ways, menage a trois in a great daisy chain of debauchery. Welcome to the carnival of animals.
The Count likes a scene party, doesn't he?
Well, should we go
What
to
an
all
awesome party.
fours? Yes, I feel like if we don't get on all fours, we will draw attention to ourselves, yeah?
Yes, we should do what they're doing.
Martine's gonna look at Melody and go, bah.
I do not know sound deer makes, so I stare at you.
That's
No, that's
I
normal
don't
for
know what sound
Babin.
a deer makes, so I would respond, but you know.
I think I don't know. Do they make noises, right?
You sure they do. So it looks like we do not need to work very hard to get them sexually distracted.
I think we will not have to work at all.
Well,
How old is that? I just say a hunch. I'm going to say the house could fall down and they would not know.
So what, we just play along till they are all distracted and then we give them the signal?
Yes, but how do you get to the library with a sheep's head on your own head?
I don't know.
are
I will
we-
wander into the library and take a bite
I
out of the
think
pages. I'm a sheep.
if we,
I don't. My entire world is upside down right now. I don't understand what is happening. I have a wife and I have kissed her at least 2 times. I have children.
Is that how that works?
I wish
I
Joseph were a
wondered.
man.
You are probably pregnant, yeah. Yes.
Oh, I do things, but I do not kiss.
I saw you kiss. It was
You well,
unholy.
okay. I kiss Michelle because he is Michelle. So what? We just play along? Who wants to go eat out of trough? I have always wanted to eat on all fours.
I
No.
want to eat at the trough. Yeah,
Well, come,
Woof,
come.
woof, 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 woof.
Yep.
Go to all fours. And
I
go
don't
play
know
along.
I don't know what a zebra makes.
Zebra? Just say zebra. They don't know.
Zebra. Yeah, you.
Zebra.
They
You have to say, "Fuck you, Will. I got another crit 1." That'll do it. You sound just like a zebra man.
So we're just going to, I guess, Melody crawls on all fours across floor to nearest trough with pastries. Begins gingerly eating one.
Yeah.
Okay.
As we're at the pastry trough, I'm gonna like go as I'm eating and out of the trough, and then I'm gonna whisper as well to Melody, and I say,
I think we need to get that crook out of the Pope's hand. That'll be the way we can lead them to the room.
Oh, Melody, she says, is this Pope easily distracted? If you know what I mean.
I do not know. We would have to try. Maybe if we go to kiss finger, we bite the finger. And
No, that's not distraction I was talking about. She says, I am, how you say, quaint deer. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Pope, I am just a deer who needs some.
Not so loud.
No, I am just a deer who needs special. Yes, I can do this. I can distract him long enough to get him to put down his staff.
Wait. All right.
and then I just start mowing on a croissant.
Croissant. They don't know what's happening.
Okay. All right. No, if we're, I'm
have
gonna
to be the
own shit
beast,
out of this. Here, I'm gonna be the beast. So
Yeah,
Melody
distracting
picks up like the daintiest little croissant in her mouth, and on all fours crawls over to the feet of the Pope,
the skinless Pope.
the skinless Pope, and drops the
Yeah.
croissant and like looks up at him, as if to ask him to feed her or to interact with her.
Bat your eyes.
Sidious
Bat
looks
your
back
eyes.
at you.
And I give him deer eyes.
Ah!
Okay, so as you get close to the skinless Pope and you are presented with the sandaled and skinless feet of said Pope, I would like you to make
Does it
your
have
first
toenails?
sanity roll in. No, it doesn't. Your first sanity roll in this year.
Do I do that?
You should have a sanity on your
Oh,
character
is it
sheet.
like one on the character sheet?
Yep, you should be able to highlight the actual.
Oh, I see it. Oh, it's too much for my deer eyes to handle.
Okay, so you subtract 3 from your sanity as the idea of not only this party, but the fact that you're standing beside a presented cadaver that is skinned and treated much like the animals in the back. Your mind quakes a bit at this idea. You're able to keep yourself focused, but there is a dread that begins to settle into the mind of Melody Benoit as you present this to the skinless Pope. What's everyone else doing? I know that Etienne is over at the trough that was just vacated by Melody, but what about Martine and the reeling Sergeant Terry Renault?
I mean, Martine is gonna use the like distraction of Melody to go off in search of a library, but on all fours, so she can pretend that she's still a sheep. Bah.
Now you're
Okay,
the
so-
sheep from the opening scene from Beauty and the Beast that eats the page out of the book
Ah,
from
yeah,
Belle.
This is
See,
good.
full circle. We're back in Belle in the library. That's the one.
Renault is the most resistant to this, but finally seeing that he's the only remaining upright person.
Literally.
Yeah, he's slowly and like you can tell how like uncomfortable and unsure of what's happening he is. Like he's been in brutal combat, and this is the most uncomfortable he's been ever. And he slowly gets down, and he just he
You've
just
never been to a tea party.
it's like you know when you're the awkward kid at the school dance and you're like, I'm just gonna hang out, that's my friend. So he just moves towards Babin.
No,
and he's
not
like,
here on this Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, not on this
channel.
Dungeons and
No,
Dragons channel.
None of us know what that's like.
You thought Martine
What is this
was
awkward you speak of?
He sort of shambles towards Babin as the only other sane person that he's pretty sure is just playing along, and moves over to him and says, I don't understand.
He is enjoying the biscuits and pastries in that, like, a lot.
I don't. Babin,
Like,
what
oh,
are
he
you,
must be playing
is-
along, and
this
he's
is-
not. He's loving it right now.
Babin, what are you
This
doing?
is Babin's cheat day, and he is taking
Yeah,
full advantage.
it's absolutely what's going on.
What
Babin, you are a
hollow
royal
hand.
soldier. Behave yourself.
I have a hollow limb.
And I start eating. Even more.
He can't even argue with that.
No, you can't.
Okay.
Literally true.
And then he looks back at you with a mouthful. Whoa, whoa.
What is the best one I should eat?
That one there, right there. That's a good one. Try the. I'm sorry, the out of the cherry. Cherry feel, get out of it.
And he slowly begins to eat from the trough.
Yeah, There you go. All right. Woof.
Zebra.
Zebra.
Try the gray
Woof,
stuff. It's
zebra.
delicious.
Woof, zebra.
It sounds like the Serengeti.
Oh god.
Okay, before we get back to the Skinless Pope, let's go over to Martine, as Martine the sheep is attempting to canvass the first floor looking for the library, correct?
Wait.
Well, as soon as you start to peel away from Etienne and from Sergeant Terry, the zebra, and from your dear friend who is now at the feet of the Skinless Pope, you realize that several of the dogs, or the partygoers dressed as dogs, are beginning to tail you. And as they get closer, they are sniffing, and you feel a nip at one of your ankles. As somebody bites at one of your ankles. I need you to, let me see. Boop. They miss, but you feel that someone definitely tried to take a bite out of you.
Can I make a kick into their face?
Yeah,
Just
roll
like
roll a fighting brawl.
Fighting brawl.
Let them eat kick.
Nope.
You can spend 6 luck to make that successful if you so desire.
Yeah. I want these fuckers to leave me alone. So let's do it.
Okay, so with the 6 luck expenditure, you are able to mule kick, or sheep kick in this case, and as you fire back your hind leg, you feel the satisfying crunch of a nose, or perhaps a front tooth, as the dog behind you howls and whimpers and pulls back, taking with it the pack that had gathered at your heels. So you are able to continue along your journey. Now let's cut back to Melodie as she is at the feet of the Skinless Pope. And as you supplicate yourself in front of said Pope, presenting the croissant of power and dignity as a present, you notice that as you're looking at the skinned feet, 2 of the toes kind of rise and adjust themselves in place. And when you travel up, you realize that the hollowed sockets of the Skinless Pope are now regarding you, looking down. And the staff is transferred from right hand to left as the right hand extends itself down to you, palm down, presenting a fisherman's ring for you to kiss, perhaps.
All right. Melodie swallows the vomit that has come up in her mouth. Oh
So
God.
gross.
Oh God. She reaches up and she says, I would be honored to kiss your fleshless hand. As she tries to play it off as if she's enjoying this, and gingerly, and then just a little peck on the hand.
Okay, so as you pull close, your lips kind of targeting just the flat surface of the fisherman's ring in hopes of not accidentally touching any of the flesh with any of your flesh. As you get close, just as your lips press into the metal, very similar to what happened to Martine in the last encounter, the tall man beside his ring finger reaches up and brushes your cheek, just as your lips touch the metal. But as soon as your lips touch the metal, I'd like you to roll a power roll for me, please.
Good. A power. Oh, I see that. Okay.
Yay!
Okay, so with this, an extreme success against the Skinless Pope. When you kiss the ring and your eyes meet the sockets, for a moment you see a glow in the deep recesses of the ocular cavities. And for a moment, the glow blinks again, and extinguishes. And you realize that the Skinless Pope is now perfectly stationary. And the hand that is holding the crook seems to open a bit as the staff lolls between the thumb and forefinger. It seems like it can be taken if you want it.
What did you do?
Yes. Yeah. I kissed him. Damn it. The
Oh.
power of lips. Yeah. Melody.
Wow.
is
Power
all
of love.
Power of lips. Yeah. Can I reach for it? What do I roll for that?
Yeah, you see her sitting there across the way.
You don't
You
got
ain't
a
got a
lot
lot
to
to say.
say.
He don't got a lot of skin, but there's something about him.
Yes. Yeah. So what do I roll like a dex
Go
for
on
that?
and kiss
How
the
do I?
I'm just gonna let you take it because you have extreme success on your power roll, which in Call of Cthulhu, ladies and gentlemen, is up to the discretion of the keeper, which is a crit in D&D or another system. So by critting against the skinless Pope, you may take his staff, which is something a Pope doesn't give up easily.
Well, she takes it. I stand and take it. And then I look over to the trough and I like very gingerly like.
And then they're also standing and taking it.
Right. As you stand and take the staff, all of the eyes of all of the animals in the area turn towards you, as if they are regarding
Oh,
you as perhaps a
great.
shepherd.
All eyes on us.
I say, you beast, you continue to fornicate and to eat your body weight in French croissants and enjoy your evening, for I am your new shepherd.
As you say all of this, the vigorous rutting and lovemaking intensifies, if that could be, as if commanded to do so. Several of them trying to eat croissant as they are fucking. It is a sight.
Something I
Party.
recommend.
Sounds like a party to me.
Right.
I
Pastry.
look over to the group. I'm trying to make eyes like, now it's time to eat.
You got the thing.
I mean, I keep the I'd like to, I don't know, play and walk around to keep up my status in the room. I don't know.
As you are walking around, you are now being trailed by people that are dressed like pigs and sheep.
Ooh, great. Pigs and sheep fornicate with one another. Distract yourselves.
They immediately start oinking and buying their way to pleasures untold as they follow your every syllable.
How
Okay.
many wonders can one party hold?
Oh, I don't know. God. Okay. Can I walk over to, what did we have? We had a dog. Who was it? The dog? You the dog? I don't know. Whoever's still in the room, I'd like to maybe walk over and like pet them on the head as if I'm trying to play it off.
It's Etienne, who's a dog, and a zebra.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. Oh, my two favorite animals. Your shepherd commands you to go to that corner of the room so we can talk, yeah?
Both of you make power checks for me, please.
Sure.
Shit.
It worked.
Oh, fuck me. That is the first one I've ever failed.
Oh, put this in.
Unlimited power.
Ooh.
Damn it.
Both of you stop,
Plus.
drop whatever's in your mouth. You push out the croissant or the cherry filled, that are actually the cherry filled are gone, according to Etienne. But
Yep.
you just get rid of whatever's in your mouth and immediately go over to the corner and await
And start fucking.
the shepherd.
Oh.
Don't get too excited.
You are dressed as a woman.
I have the deer head. Yes. Okay.
No, I think he moves at the end.
At this point, the deer
After
head is
all, this
coyly
is fun.
placed on the top of the wig, so it almost looks, beret-ish, as it's almost a part of everything.
Shanti deer
As
head.
Melody strides over.
Yes. I come over to the corner and I say, good. So, what now? I did the thing.
Are we just enthralled by her? What's the deal with this, Greg?
Right.
She asked you a question. She didn't command you, so you are able to answer if you'd like.
I think we won. You look great with that hat on. You look very
Oh,
wonderful as a deer.
Etienne, that is Michelle's woman.
oh, Michelle.
Sorry. So,
So
I
what
think we
now?
need to get Don't we want to get them into a room and lock them in there?
We don't need to lock
Is it
him in.
right?
I am in control. And I turn around and I go, animals,
That's true.
more fornication. Like command the room into more fornication.
Hold on, but that
Fuck.
In feats of stamina never seen before in the animalistic world, the world of nature and science converge in this a
Oh, thank God.
display of epic fornication performance.
I passed.
Yeah, for just a second, as
look at each other.
Etienne and Terry's eyes meet, there's a moment where Terry thinks to himself,
I have a wife.
Time for that.
I have a wife. I have kissed my wife at least 2 times.
I can see what's happening.
What?
He looks at Terry looks at Etienne and says,
I wish you were a man right now.
Yes, me too. But well, there are other means. I can command you to go find another man.
No, that's not what I meant.
Oh, no, it's enough. You're doing great.
You're doing great.
Am I doing okay?
Point that over there. Point that over there.
Oh, yes, I put it like away from the group as if it's gonna make a difference.
Oh, I am so sad Martine is missing this.
So where is, speaking of, where is our other part of the group, where did she go?
Menagerie.
Yeah, where did she go?
As you guys are able to,
I am sorry.
just at that moment, where is Martine? We flip over to Martine as she noses her way into one of the rooms, and before you stretches an untouched and unsullied, there are no troughs in this area, as you see a library with inset bookshelves and built-in cases and low-hanging shelves everywhere. There appears to be a large table in the center, and because you are on all fours, you see what looks like a grate underneath the table.
I'm gonna crawl over to the table and like kind of climb up and sit on it, like crisscross applesauce, and look at what's on there.
Okay, as soon as you pull up, as you're going to climb up on the table, you realize it is completely clear there isn't anything on the table.
Boo. Can I do a spot hidden to see that grate? What's in there?
Yep, absolutely.
Let's see. I know everything about
You guys
this
with these
library.
extremes, man. Holy hell.
That's okay. The count's gonna come in, and then I'm gonna fail and die.
Extreme friends.
Viva la France. Okay, so as you look down into the grate, you are met with torchlight from about 25 or 30 feet down. And as you look, it's very difficult to kind of ascertain shapes or get a good bearing for what exactly you're looking at. But when you look down for a brief moment, you see what looks like an oddly shaped table covered in scrolls and books. But it looks to be at least 35 feet down through 2 metalwork grates. The grates themselves are about 10 feet by 10 feet. These are very large pieces of iron.
I'm not gonna go leaping down into a hole without anybody knowing where I am. So given that we just needed to know that those books existed and where they are, right? That was the idea. We got to get them out, but it'll be easier to get them out once we have full control of the place.
Right. It looks like you haven't been in this section, nor have you been in the cellar, but it appears that this looks like an entrance, or you're viewing a room in the cellar. If you're just kind of with that type of spot hidden, it's easy for you to kind of piece together, okay, this part of the house, yeah, we're still under, this would be a basement of some kind.
All right, Martine's gonna crawl back to the party to see how her compatriots are doing, her menagerie. She's gonna crawl back to her menagerie. I don't know how long that's gonna take. 5 minutes. I don't know how fast she can crawl in a dress.
But you're getting pretty used to this, so you're able to slide around and reduce the friction burn. You're not using the dress as a bit of a knee pad type situation. As you spin out and get back into the room with the skinless Pope, roll another spot hidden for me.
No.
You can spend 6 luck should you decide to do so.
You want to like use up all my luck?
You're damn right I do.
I think you also have a crit and a failure.
I do. Yeah, let's not talk about that failure. Let's spin the luck.
Okay.
We're just gonna use it all up.
With the spending and the laying down of 6 additional luck points, you're able to see the following. As you enter into the room, you see Melodie standing with, as acting as the shepherd, the crook of the skinless Pope no longer in its hand, but in her own, as her obedient zebra and her obedient dog are sitting there waiting on her, attending to her every word. But what strikes you is that the fornicating in this room seems to have intensified. The eating of particularly of croissants. Yes, we're going octocating. As you walk into this room, the one thing that you notice is that there is a panther in this room as well. And this is not a person dressed with the head of a panther. This is a panther, as it stares with an almost human expression regarding Melodie. And as you walk in on all fours, the expression turns, the creature turns and looks at you, and inside those eyes, set inside the skull of the panther, they do not look like a panther's eyes. They look like the eyes of Comte Fenelick. And for a moment, the panther, as strange as it appears, because it is not the face of a human, but the sides of the lips do indeed curl into a smile as it begins to pad into the other room.
Oh, shit.
Do we all notice that, or just
I start
just her?
Oh, never mind.
Okay. She's gonna like roundabout make her way over to. So the panther looked at me and turned and went into a different room. Is that?
Yes, you would recognize this as the room that Murray Mantoinette was beaten to almost to death in. You guys are still in the opening room with the skinless Pope, so it's gone into the other room, which would have been like the dining area.
Is that where all the troughs are? No, the troughs are like.
The troughs are everywhere.
So
he went in the room where you made out with Michelle.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, we're trying to forget that traumatic experience.
Only you are.
Renaud's got to remind her of like the worst day of her life just so he can feel better about himself.
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. Is the party like continuing into that room?
Yeah, it's spread out everywhere. You guys have just walked into the front room with the skinless Pope and just started hanging out and eating cherry-filled croissant and kissing cadavers.
Like you do.
Cherry-filled croissant.
Another day. It's another Monday for me.
Just another Monday. She's gonna like kind of not. Well, no, nobody's paying attention because he's in the other room, so he's turned around. He's not looking at her anymore. Nope.
Patting off.
She's gonna go over to where Melodie is, and she's gonna like go into a trough and get a croissant and just like sit there and pick at it and kind of like look around. She's like, I found the books. I found it under the library. There is in the cellar, I think. There are all the books that you said we were looking for. Melodie. Why don't we make them all go into that other room? And they will go in there will be trapped, and we can give the signal.
Into the dining room?
Into the dining room. This is a room where people are dining, but it looks like, no. Not the dining room. Into the dining room, yes.
Are we trying to escape without them seeing us?
We are trying to keep them all in one place, and they do not escape. We give the signal. The army come rushing in. They see Sergeant Renaud dressed as a zebra is beautiful.
Okay. So can they just stay in this room? I can command them to just stay right here.
I think we want them all in one place, no?
Are they not all in one place?
I think they're in both places.
Oh, I see how these
then-
works. Okay, okay.
Is there not doors on the dining room? There's the doors.
There are.
There are doors on the
Close the
dining.
doors. We close the doors. We get the Pope to go in there too. Does that thing work on the Pope?
Melody turns around and says, all of my beasts, I would like you to grab a partner or 2 or 4 and take them into the dining room and squeeze them to wampus, menage a trois. Chop, chop.
They all begin to bray and bark and skip and oink as they, on all fours, kind of kick.
Oh no.
And yes, I would like.
Oh no! Oh no!
As you are ordering all of these people, you see slipping into the dining room is Sergeant Terry Renault, as he is moving in and trying to find 2 or 3 or 4 friends to fulfill the wishes that you have.
Oh my god. As I see this happening, I go, except for you, Zebra.
He looks back in utter panic as he's trying to
You, Zebra.
For you.
Except for you.
Oh, thank God, I have a wife.
Yes, come sit and think about her.
Okay, so as you want to do this, you have to roll a power roll. As you immediately skip and bray and hop back over to.
Oh my god.
Melody.
God damn it, Chelsea.
That was close. I am so sorry.
Martine looks at the sergeant and she just goes, bah.
Okay, so they are in the room. So now what? How do we signal for this raid? No?
You have powder. Get the powder out and move the signal. That's the signal, right?
Right. Oh, but you said there were books too, and a hole in floor.
Yes. I think it will be easier to get the books if we have the army taking care of them.
Oh, I
And
see.
then we can go get is there anything we can do about this Pope? Perhaps we just put him over, we call out. I need to get rid of him. Burn him. I do not.
Did the Pope not go with them?
No, the Pope
Above the
did.
statue right now.
God damn it.
Has the Pope moved at all since she took the staff from him?
You haven't noticed him. He's not a big mover to begin with, but even the subtle shifting of weight or the toe movement or the finger movement all seems to have ceased with as soon as Melody acquired his staff.
Okay, so he's making me very nervous. I walk over to the doors where all the animals have gone in, and I peek in and I say, I would like you to make all of these sex noises. I want to hear you behind closed doors, yeah? And I close the doors, and I spin around and I go, is there like a tablecloth or some kind of piece of fabric? I just want to cover his head.
Is this part of
Just so he can't see it.
what's up, Blake? Take off an extra petticoat and just put it on him.
I take off my petticoat and I lay it over his face.
Okay, yeah, he is now the skinless Pope plus petticoat.
Yes.
So yeah, he's
now
take
the
the
skinless
Pope
ghost.
Take the Pope hat and pull the Pope hat down all the way.
But now at least he cannot see us, yeah? I did not want to, give us away.
How tall is the Pope?
Let's do the signal.
He's on a bit of a pedestal, so he's standing about 6.5, 7 feet tall.
8 feet with hat.
With the
Well, with
pedestal.
hat, you're looking about 8 or 9.
We could take
That's
the
how you
hat
measure a Pope. You know how a woman tells you, oh, I'm 5'6", but 6 foot in heels. You know, that's how you
Talk
measure a
about the
Pope.
hat.
Yeah, I'm 6 foot but
8
7
feet.
with a Pope hat.
In a hat.
Let's do the signal. The signal with the miroir.
Wait, do not arrest me. I have animal on me. I can signal all of you.
We will not arrest you.
Okay.
So obviously I'm gonna get up and take the sheep head off and signal out the mirror.
Yeah, what does this door knob situation look like here? The one that she just closed, the one that Melody closed.
It looks like that you could like bar it graduate style if you could find something like a rod of some kind to kind of put in between the two bars. It's a double door, so it's not something that you can prop closed, but it's something that you keep from expanding in both directions.
Yeah, once it's securely closed and we've Scooby-Dooed the Pope, Renault will also stand up and take the zebra bits off of him and try to regain some of his masculinity, I guess. I don't know what he has left.
Long and arduous journey, my friend.
Yeah, it's tough. A journey I know all too well. And then he looks to the door and then looks to Melodie and says, "Perhaps we don't need the Pope's staff anymore. We could put it here to keep them inside."
I think we keep control.
Melodie pulls it kind of close and she says, how about this? I stand by door and make sure they do not come out.
That is even better. I like that more.
Me too. She
By the way-
posts herself by the door.
The noises that are coming from the room are of people screaming in an extreme exaggeration.
It's like the Lion King intro.
I have never heard these kind of noises before in my entire life.
Me neither. Is anybody else hot and bothered?
It is terrifying.
Well, I am bothered.
You say hot and buttered?
Hot and bothered. Yes, like a good pastry. Or the
Speaking of
noodles in
which,
my pocket.
He goes back to the same croissant he was already eating.
I feel like during this, just like take the noodle out, like
Guilty.
Right out of my
everything.
cleavage.
Not
My
everything is a croissant.
Okay, so would you all like to?
I think we're
signal?
moving back towards that
No.
library.
We're gonna do this.
We don't
well,
want to do anything.
Wait, shouldn't we
We're good
signal
right
them
here.
to come in? Because like once they control the house, we can just go down to the cellar.
Yeah, what's the signal? Because we never actually.
Yeah, we did the pocket mirror with the flame.
Oh, right.
Oh, right,
We did
right.
On yours, on your.
I
signal.
feel
Got
like would it? Because like okay, so if we have some backup already in that, because if we go down into that cellar, there are no windows, there is no signal, and if we
Right.
get caught,
But the
and
point of
die-
the point of signaling is to capture Count Fenelic, and no one's seen him yet.
well,
Right.
Right.
Martine is gonna tell you. I think I found the count.
Oh, I did not see him among the people.
Me neither.
Is he
Um,
dressed like an animal?
Was he on the
Ooh.
roof?
Oh, you could say that. Yes, you could. He is a panther.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's the pantser.
Panther, yes.
He pantses people.
Takes the pants down. He's a German
no,
panzer.
yes, he's a panther. No, the large.
He liked panzer.
He's a large cat. And,
Oh, I love pussycat.
no, not that kind. I'm thinking the kinds that kills us all. But really, is that any difference in him as a man? No. So, however, for you to change, they have not.
So, which way did this big pussycat go?
Oh, he is in the dining room.
We saw the sex.
We saw the sex. Maybe making the sex. Who knows? This seems like, truthfully, this could be what he's into. I think he has, and this is going to sound crazy, but really, this is our life. I think he has magically turned himself into a panther.
I am sorry. You are telling me this gentleman turned himself into giant pussycat, like real pussycat.
Oui.
I
Did we tell you about the time he was smoke and almost killed us? And killed us?
No, you forgot to tell me this story.
It's
I
a
have
fine one, and you know
I
when
have bad
we look
news.
back on this, I think you will laugh.
I have bad news.
Oh
What
no.
is the bad news?
You said that the books were in the basement, yes?
Ooh, yes, we.
The basement is through there.
And he points to the ballroom. Oh, I'm sorry, to the dining room.
What? Well, you said there was hole. Where's this hole?
In the library is but you fall down in the basement and a fall from that height. I do not say it kill you, but I think you and Michelle not have any fun times in the bedroom for a very long time if you do that.
Oh, really? We always have fun times. I fall down sometimes too. Well, I can always remove them from the dining room, or we can, I don't know.
Wait, perhaps there is another entrance.
Ooh.
Joseph, Martin, whatever your name is today. When you were in,
Is not something we want the count to know, so call me Jessica.
okay, when you were in the ballroom, was there other entrances to other parts of the house?
Yes. As I'm looking at the map in my brain,
Why don't we just move all the animals into a different room?
we could put them in the
Because
ballroom.
if what Jessica
Yeah.
says is correct, the panzer is in there as well.
Depends.
Don't think,
Depends.
I don't think this controls confrontation.
I would imagine no. I imagine Confident does not like to relinquish control.
I don't.
So I have
Melody,
questions.
you may like him given you are a power bottom.
I don't believe that. I don't think even that's gonna control him. And I
No.
point to the locked door.
Yeah. We did see him become smoke.
I do have questions. So how is this? And I point to the Pope. This skinless Pope and this man panther. How are they related? How did they come to? Does one control the other? Is it how is their relationship?
Did not seem
Never
to
thought
ask.
it polite to ask.
Wait, sounds to me like you are in need of more questions. Can I walk over to the petticoat and ask him questions?
Petticoat.
The Pope? Yes. Yeah. I will remind you now, at this point, you've spent several minutes talking in the front room. A couple bits of information. Jules, as Martine in the last encounter, you would realize that from the ballroom, you could probably get to any connecting hallway that led back to the other side, because you came through this area and you saw an additional exit from the ballroom. That might be another way to get to the cellar. The library is open to you. The front doors are obviously there for the signal. Think about what you would like to do as Melody, you approach. I think Roller was in chat and called it Petty Pope Junction.
But yes.
Junction.
Yes. I walk up and I go, excuse me, strange Pope with no skin. Do you know of this big black panther?
There is no movement or sound from beneath the petticoat.
Well, it looks like I have taken his breath away. Sorry, he is useless. So,
Wait. Hold on. And I take off my dog hat and put it on the petticoat.
Oh, so he's got a dog on top.
Or on top of his head.
I say, Mr. Pope, would you like to answer my questions now, monsieur?
The master.
Who is your master? And where might we find him?
Everywhere.
Well,
The sound of that.
me neither. Jesus, good Pope, when was the last time you, how you say, got your rocks off?
Go.
Go, Mr. Pope, and fornicate with rest of animals, and do not let anyone leave that room.
You hear what sounds like somebody pulling a scab off at an epic scale, as first one foot and then another foot pulls off the pedestal, as skin or residual muscle and tendon is left on the actual marble piece, as it pads across the tiles, opens the door, and walks into the room. And as the door opens, the sounds of animalistic carnality waft back into this room. The doors close, and you see that the Pope, as the door closes, the Pope has taken position in front of the double doors.
Well,
Well,
I'm
that's
ready for that army. Where is it?
yes.
How do we need him to
Do
go?
we want the books first, or
I say we call in the backup, and then we go get books.
I like this idea. This is the idea. I promote. I vote. All in favor, raise your hands. Or your-
I
ooh, the eyes have it.
Because a military operation is always a
That is not how this works.
right.
Where? Well, how would you like to do it?
First of all, France is not a democratic nation. Second of all, Joseph, no matter what you wear, you are still a soldier in my service.
Yes, but remember how you died last time you were allowed to make the decisions? I don't want that to happen.
That's it. Well, then perhaps we can discuss with Captain Milan, who Martin is.
Oh, the blackmail.
Oh, yes. This is what happens when you are. This is what happens when you are a woman in the service of the king.
The wall.
And he realizes that he's dressed as the king for a second. He forgot about it.
Yes, yes, I think. I think then I wash my hands of this situation if you are going to blackmail me. And I will walk out.
That's fine.
Right now.
That's
And
You are, in fact, the worst soldier I've ever had. What I'm saying is,
darling,
is
I am not a soldier.
great.
I'm a survivor.
If what I think is correct, the grate that you saw below the library was the same grate that he became smoke and flowed through. Which is where Etienne.
That's how you died? Yes.
That is not how I died. I died saving Etienne. I was fine downstairs.
Thank you for that.
No problem, Etienne. I got your back.
Thank
but
you. At least someone does. Yeah.
If Count Venelik is here and the basement is right there, if we call in the guard, he has enough time to become smoke and take his books away. And then we lose all chance of actually killing him. We need to have the books in hand before we call in the guard.
Okay.
That is why I am the sergeant and you are a private.
Well, it sounds to me.
Lay wrecked.
So it sounds to me like I need to stay here and keep everyone in hyper-fornication mode. You go into basement to find the books, and then I'll be here, fanning myself in private.
Oh.
You're offending your private. It is public.
No, well, I can do that too, but we're not that far into
I have to.
No?
I have to go. I have to.
You're gonna dry the noodles.
You have the joie de vivre.
Gonna run out of the Joey DeVivre.
So I stay here and with my staff of power and make sure that none of the guests leave, that they continue to treat each other to extreme hospitality. No? And you go get the books.
Yes.
When Etienne wants to get the books, or do you want me to come with you?
Jessica, whatever. Come here. Come here. I think I have a special mission for you.
And he pulls her away from Melody.
I don't know that I trust this Melody, and I know that you don't have any.
Well, now you are catching on to what?
Yes. But I don't. I know that you don't have any desire to put yourself in danger at all, no matter what the cost.
No.
Perhaps you stay here and you guard this Melody.
She looks at Melody. She looks at you. She says, "Ooh, have fun storming the cellar."
Thank you. Good.
Oh, you're going to stay with me and keep me company.
I'm going to stay with you. It will be fun. We can talk about boys, and I can tell you how Michel spends lots of time kissing his horse.
I am sorry. Come again.
Etienne, I think take as many croissants as you like. I believe this is an excuse to leave this conversation.
Yes. And I pull you off towards the door to kind of like block it as we continue having conversations. Don't tell me about this horse. Is he pretty?
Well,
Is it a man horse or a lady?
Is it a man horse or a lady horse?
You know I never
And
check.
as this conversation drifts off, as Etienne and Terry are ushered through both the ballroom and then into a familiar hallway with the slightly ajar door to the cellar.
The jar is filled with water. It is carbonated.
Oh, fucking A.
Cannon.
Oh, there's just this little jar of soda propping open the cellar.
Propping open the door.
Just like a can of Sprite.
Yeah.
It's a canning jar of seltzer water.
He looks like he says, Etienne, I don't like that this door is already open. Perhaps the Comte is waiting for us down there.
Probably. Lock and load.
Were you able to swing your gun head?
So, Greg, did I sneak in?
Takes the thimble off middle finger.
The blade?
Yep.
Okay, it was just obvious that I had it. Okay,
No. I'm assuming you took some type of precaution to, like snake it into your belt or something like that. But
Yeah.
nobody checked weaponry.
Oh, okay,
I was
cool.
just Being a dick.
Just being a dick? All right, cool. Thanks. I appreciate that. I appreciate your dickery. Your hickory dickory dock. So yeah, he pulls the blade out from wherever the hell you keep a blade, I guess, and slowly creaks the door open and begins to walk downstairs.
Okay, as Etienne and Terry Renault get to the bottom of the staircase, a familiar one, still segments of it are stained with the blood of the footmen as you fought your way out just really hours ago. As you get down to the bottom and you hit the earthen floor of this place, you notice that again the torches are lit. And as you proceed and kind of creep down this area, you again come to the cells that are both to the right and the left. There are 3 sets of 2 cells that seem to be, mirroring each other, parallel in the hallway. And as you get to the first one, it's this time you realize that they are lit from the inside. And when you peek into first the left cell, you see 2 corpses as they are dressed like a groom and a bride, but they are joined together in death as if they were holding one another when they passed. As you get further in, you see corpses that are in much greater states of decay, little more than skeletons. And because you are both soldiers, because you have both seen your fair share of bodies and war and misery associated with such an event, and the catacombs, this doesn't bother you because this isn't something that in fact, in many ways, this is calming to the soldier. Bodies are something that you've seen before. Men that are made of mists, not so much. As you get closer towards the bottom room, the room that you would now identify as actually being under the library that Martine indicated, you get closer, and this is the same room that housed Murray Mantoinette as he was being flayed from beneath his eye to his jawline. But as you enter, gone is the chair that was used to hold Murray while he was skinned. Gone are the 2 footmen that you had taken care of at that time. Gone is everything that you had seen before. Perhaps you missed because the room is much bigger than what you had previously seen. And as you walk in, you see 2 coffins. Perhaps they look like oddly shaped tables if viewed from above and through the grate. And arrayed on top of the coffins are scrolls and parchment and letters just everywhere, covering every square inch. Over in the corner is a bookshelf laden with large leather-bound books. One of them in particular seems to have a place of honor as it is displayed cover out instead of spine. It is black leather. It is fitted with brass markings, and even from this distance, you can see that the intricate edgework that is laden in gold seems to be Arabic as it spills down the spine and the cover. And when you finally pull your eyes away from that, as the torchlight allows you to see a bit further, you now see the far wall, and the far wall is filled with the pieces of people as one-armed, one-legged men and women are arranged in a terrible iconography of horror and dialect and language and symbols. And it seems to spell something out, but you can't put it together. I need you both to make sanity checks for me.
I don't make it.
I don't either.
Both of you take a 4-point sanity loss, which is not enough for a temporary insanity, but it stretches your mind to that very edge of where it's just about ready to bend or splinter or break. And as you see it, and as you step back, and your mind, while damaged, is able to breathe it in a bit, you actually see that it spells out Michelle. And let's cut back up to the top room where we have Martine and Melodie as they are discussing said Michelle as any 2 former, I don't know if you want to call them lovers, but they've shared Michelle a bit. As you are sitting there talking of Michelle, of the bloodied kiss, of the victory kiss, or the freedom kiss, as Babin calls it in the gardens of Versailles,
Oh.
two finely manicured hands drop on either of your shoulders. And when you turn and look, you see Michelle, resplendent, with high cheekbones, accentuated, his hair slicked back perfectly, as he is not wearing a wig, because beauty of this magnitude housed within the soldier Michelle, or the former soldier Michelle, is no more, as he turns and smiles, his teeth pointed into needles. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we will end tonight's session of the Reign of Terror.
I'm such a bad babysitter.
You hear, like,
So
as soon as you
good.
see him, you hear Renault echoing in your head, "This is exactly your fault.
Yes, it's all you.
This is 100% your fault. Just so you know.
You are so bad, and this
He
is
was my
why.
best soldier. What have you done to him?
Okay, everybody. I'd like to thank everyone for joining in with the impromptu viewer decision as I clumsily drive the Millennium Falcon. But before we have a chance to leave you to the rest of your Monday evening or Monday day or late into Tuesday morning or wherever happens to be your time, I'd like to go around and talk to everyone and see what they thought about it, and to tell you where to find them should you wish to have more funny adventures with them, and I suggest you do. Mike, how'd you like tonight?
I wasn't ready for literally any part of this. I was surprised when Chelsea popped in. I was surprised then by the wig. Then the accent caught me off guard, and then the just debaucherous nature of everything. I wasn't prepared for what happened. I wasn't prepared to be a zebra. Fuck you, Greg. I'm sick next Monday. So, no, I had a blast. I am thoroughly enjoying the Scooby-Doo version of Call of Cthulhu with all of our wacky hijinks. It's definitely a blast. Chad, thank you for helping us and keeping us alive in some places and hindering us all the other places. Thanks, Chad. But yeah, if you guys want to see more of me, you can see me on the rest of the week on my channel, Unmade Gaming, where we play a variety of tabletop games and occasionally some video games. To include our newest endeavor, which is called 6 and 20 Metropolis, a game run on 3 different channels, all in the same compact city, where you can also see Greg there on Wednesdays. So come check us out.
Great, my friend. Great. Myth, how'd you like tonight, buddy?
Man, it was so good. I mean, I think overcoming the challenges, like trying to get the crook staff, as well as putting the dog hat on the Pope and then having you just saying yes to it and going with it is awesome, and it's such a good thing to have, and it was great. I love laughing with you guys. I love of course the Scooby-Doo Cthulhu, I guess is probably what we're playing. It was a lot of fun. It's really great. Thank you guys for having me as always. My name is Mythematic. I am a roleplay streamer here on Twitch. I play tabletop roleplay as well as video game roleplay. So you can check out my stream over at twitch.tv/Mythematic. We actually just implemented a new bot called the Bit Banner Battles. It's actually the only bot that you will see on Twitch that does this. And we can, depending on your chat color, you guys can fight each other for gain of the control of the stream and of the throne. It's pretty sweet. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, check it out. I'll see you guys later. Thanks, guys.
That's fantastic, man. I want to show up and try to take control of your bot and your station and all that stuff. I could use that. You could use that in my life. By the way, I don't think I've broken as bad on stream with the "is he on the wolf" comment that made. That was utterly fantastic. And then it was followed up by like the numerous like pussycat comments, and I just couldn't. I lost it. It's been a while. I appreciate you all just completely making me lose my shit. Fantastic. Jules, how did you do tonight?
Oh my god.
I thought you did great, but
no,
I'm
didn't
laughing.
have to marry the Count. That was great. Also, like, I cannot wait until Haley's back and we have Mom, Dad, and Crazy Aunt Melody in this chat, and you fools will be able to do a damn thing. It's gonna be great. No, this was amazing. This was so much fun. I'm sad that we had to like end it there. And the comp knows how to throw a theme party. I will give him that.
Yep.
And I'm never gonna be able to eat a croissant ever again.
I'm not going to be able to.
I'm excited for the Madness.
They're just sex croissants now. And
I'm excited for my future with croissants.
They were before.
I just didn't know it.
You were just using them wrong.
Just using them wrong. Well, yeah, then I guess I'm excited to try out croissants for the first time. I don't know. You can find me on Twitter at Julia_Rosa, and I also play a sassy gnome cleric for Dungeon Drunks, and that's the podcast I'm on. You can find them on Twitter at Dungeon Drunks, and we have new episodes out every Monday, so there's an episode out now. If you want to go listen to it wherever you get podcasts for free, that's where you can find. I can't actually guarantee that. I'm not in charge of that side of things. iTunes, though, we're on there. Yeah.
Excelente. And before I introduce our last guest, before she does her outro, I would like to thank her for, with perhaps 120 minutes notice, showing up not just to play this game, but to be Melodie Benoit for the last 3 hours. Chelsea, thank you so much, and I hope you had fun this evening.
Thank you guys for inviting me. It was a blast. I was literally like just wasting away my Monday on the sofa, and you were like, "Would you like to play a game?" I panicked. I was like, "Shit, what character am I playing?" And then you said, "You're gonna play Melodie," and I was like, "I am in. Count me in.
yes,
I've got
I
wig and makeup, beauty
You're
mark.
like, I'm not playing anything.
Yeah, I know. I'm living
am.
it up. No, this has been what an honor to get to come play. I love watching this game. I was telling them earlier, I watch it secretly behind my desk at work every Tuesday before the kids leave for school. So yeah, it's always it's just a total honor to get to play with you guys. I absolutely love this game. So thank you. If you dig what I'm putting down, you can check me out in a few places. I DM the Thursday viewer game here on Encounter Roleplay, so you can come over and watch me try to wrangle shenanigans. When I'm not doing that, I produce and run a 5e story play podcast called North by Northwest, and I now also play with Encounter Roleplay on the Learn by Play every Saturday with Greg, so you can check us out over on Wizards of the Coast channel. And last but not least, every other Monday, I'm over with Nerd Immersion playing through the Princes of Apocalypse at the moment. So also just shenanigans. So yeah, you got a lot of places. I'll drop some links in chat. You can always follow me on Twitter. I'm always open to having conversation online. I absolutely love this community. So thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank everybody, all these fantastic players. Please give them your love. Please follow them. They do wonderful things. They create 7 days a week, and it's fantastic stuff. Take advantage of it.
Greg, where can we find you?
As for me, my name is Grimjack21502 on the Twitch and Twitters, and you can follow me in the following places or find me here. You can also find me on Tentacles, Tomes, and Tentacles, the new podcast, the Cthulhu Actual Play Podcast. Episode 2 will release tomorrow, and Ben Counter is running a fucking fantabulous story. If everybody wants a little bite of Cthulhu to get them through the day, I highly suggest downloading it and enjoying it. Great work by Neil, editor. Yeah, it's really, really good stuff. Wednesday, I'm on Unmade Ming's channel doing a little bit of the City of Mist. Learn by Play on Saturday, and my own channel, Grimjack21502, Sundays at 7 o'clock. I do Pulp Cthulhu, where we bash some Nazis and fight some demons. It's good stuff. But that's then, this is now, this is where it's at, just like Wednesday afternoons. Thank you all for being here for another Reign of Terror. Thank these wonderful people. And I'm not going to steal Will's catchphrase, but if you do roll a nat one, hang out a little bit, because we laugh our asses off here. See you guys later.